Whoa, that ends abruptly.
It's like surprise.
Yeah.
You're here.
Evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Hello
Not too
there.
bad.
Not too bad. I know we got Kenzo down there with a little bit of a cold. Casey's recovering from a little bit of con flu from ZoloCon.
There you
You
go.
guys just keep that shit on your ends of the states.
Hey man, I got the sexy voice tonight, so I'm good. I'm
There you
good.
go.
Yeah.
Is this something about to do a country song?
Yeah,
that
you
low
need a
voice.
cowboy hat with that voice. You
I
got a
do. I
cowboy
should go.
hat?
I have a cowboy hat. I should go get it. I'll just put a little twang to the voice. I'll just talk like this tonight. How y'all doing tonight now?
Yeah.
Be Kenneth tonight. Alter ego.
I do
Get
it.
yourself a big old
Cowboy
wad of
Kenneth.
cows outside.
Get some chaw. Yeah.
Yeah. So Casey, it's been a while since you've been on the clubhouse.
First time, actually.
Actually, it's your first time? I
Yep.
thought you were on a couple years ago, but maybe not. Oh, all right. Well,
I have trouble staying up this late.
that means you're old, dude.
I am old. I'll be 54 next week.
Oh, I think he's got everybody tonight, doesn't
He's
he?
got me tonight. I'm not the old dude
Ed's
tonight.
not the oldest.
Hey,
Wow.
That's usually true in every show I'm on.
I
That's
ain't
all right,
far
man.
behind you. I turned 53 in January, so I'm not far behind you.
Nice.
I'm usually the old guy. Everybody else is,
Yeah.
you know, Kenny's pushing that age, but you know he keeps himself fit.
I get 48 in about a month, so
yeah.
I'm creeping up there.
Well, let's say hi to the people who are here watching us. So in the chat tonight, we got Dave Semention. What's up, Dave? A fellow
Dave.
Western New Yorker. And we have Ultra Cortez is in the house. And what is up, guys? What's up, man? I still don't know if you're really you, Dave, or some form of imitation assimilated by the thing. No, Dave is the one and only. If it's got a Ghostbuster symbol, it's got to be Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Kenzo's here pulling double duty. What the hell are those? Are those chicken drumsticks?
Them are some guitars.
Oh, those are some guitars for
Yeah.
your Triangy boys. All right. Time Scales is here. What's up, Time Scales?
What
And
up?
we are
There you
almost
go.
Toy 2 official with Nolan in the house. We just need Ray to come in, and then we'd be completely Toy 2 official.
Yes, sir.
Crom 316's here saying hello, all. What's up, Crom? And where is it? Motu Prince saying hello to Nolan and everybody else. What's up? And Frankie Riviera saying, what's up, everyone?
Frankie.
What is that thing behind Frankie's thing? Is that wine glass?
A couple of beers clinking.
Oh, that's the beers?
The cheers.
It does not look like the Cheers image on my screen. It's crazy.
No. Looks like Oz came
And Tom Scales saying Kenzo's creation wins for the best trimmed beard.
Even though it's just growing back, I still keep it clean.
Kyle's here saying, "Go Bills, go Bills."
Kyle, I have to tell you, I'm sorry. It was a catch by the defense. It was an interception. Sorry, it was. Interception.
Are we going there? Are we really going to go there?
No, I just found it weird that like even like the Super Bowl's already been over like 2 weeks later, and people were like, "It was a catch." I was like, "Holy crap, you're still talking about that?" Anyway.
Hey, people talked about Norwood's wide right
That's
for
true.
so many years. It was
That's
pathetic.
true. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
It wasn't the
Nope.
rest of the team that let the game come down to 2 points. And
Right. Well, and for me, it was like the catch shouldn't have mattered if Allen wasn't throwing the ball backwards, running at half like he was midfield throwing it backwards so he can kick a field goal at halftime. So
yeah, exactly.
like,
Ty
That's
Scale
okay.
saying, "All you kids in your 50s."
Yeah.
And who's this guy?
Hey.
Raise 1,000 on Sue's stream while Grindhead Jim and I are on. Now we are both shaving off our. Holy shit, Oz! Do not do that.
Oz, what are you doing?
When I was in the service, we had this guy who let his hair grow really long on top, even though it was against regulation. But we were always wearing helmets or hats, so you really couldn't tell because at nighttime you just put a nylon stocking on, so it stayed really flat, And one day we were out doing some field training, and the first sergeant come by, and we're all sitting around the thing, and it was like 9,000 degrees out. He's like, "All right, everybody take off your headgear because it's too hot. Get cooled down." And the guy took his hat off, and of course it was just like, just like popped out almost like a sponge. When you take a sponge and you squeeze it, it just first sergeant's like, "Go over there because they can cut your hair," And he's like, first sergeants are allowed to cut hair if it's against regulations. So he's like, "You either go get your hair cut or I'm going to cut it for you." So he goes, "I want it all clean. No stubble, no nothing," right? So the guy went and shaved his whole head, face, and everything, including his eyebrows. He comes back bald with no eyebrows. He looked like an alien. We were all just like, "What the hell? Do not shave your eyebrows off." And there it is. Ray is here. So now we are completely 100% Toy Tube official.
What's up, Ray?
And there's Dave's Dimension saying, "Go Bills, Mafia." That's right.
Hey, you guys are in trouble now, though. Did you see old Crosby went to the Ravens?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I'm never going to say that the Bills make good roster choices. So, Jeff, you're saying, what is the sports ball?
Sports ball, Jeff.
We're doing the sports ball segment early tonight.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
And who else we got in here? We got Figure Fight Club. What's up, Bobby? And that is it. And who popped in here? Joe G in the house. What's up, Joe?
How's it going, fellas?
Is it cold there, Joe?
So, my kids are supposed to cut firewood while I was at work today, and they forgot. So, my house is freezing right now. So,
they forgot.
Yeah. Well, because they say, "Oh, sorry, we forgot," but they remembered all the things that they wanted to do for themselves. Yes. They only forgot my firewood. But
wait, aren't you in the desert?
Yeah. It's the Nevada desert though, and I'm northern Nevada, so it's like super hot in the summer and cold in the winter.
That's what you do, Joe. So it's like Mars. Get yourself a little electric heater and you stick it in your room. You let their asses freeze so they learn their lesson.
Well, I each of the kids have an electric heater. My youngest son's his went out, so I gave him mine, and I bought myself this little tiny one, like those desk heaters or whatever.
Go in there and take their electric heaters and say, "You want to forget the firewood? Guess what? I forgot to give you heat."
Yeah,
and I forgot to be shopping,
so you have no food.
Yeah, they'd be all right with that, I'm sure. I don't know.
They'll just put on extra clothes and be like, "I ain't doing it, Dad."
My middle boy, I'll come home and he looks like the abominable snowman, like sitting at the computer. He can barely touch the keyboard with all the jackets he has on. I don't understand it, but yeah. So
Well, that's easier than having to get dirty and put firewood in.
it's not even that hard. Like
No.
we have a good setup for it and everything. I mean, it's pretty easy. They just I guess don't want to be slightly inconvenienced or sacrifice.
Yeah.
My youngest boy actually used to be really good about cutting firewood, and then he got a girlfriend.
Well, yeah, that'll
And
do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Those damn
Yep.
girls just ruined it all. Man.
And I was the same way when I was young, so I don't give him too
Yep.
hard a time about it. Yeah.
I was a straight A student until I hit 7th grade and found girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I saw an A after that. Well, not that kind of A anyway.
That's
Right.
And Alberto is here with us. And what's up, fellas? Going bald deep. What's up, Alberto? So Casey, how was Zolicon for you?
It was pretty good. Had a good time. Got a lot of stuff. Probably too much stuff. Picked up a classified rattler. I didn't think I wanted one, but I got one.
You picked up the HasLab rattler there?
Yeah.
How was the price on it?
I got it for a pretty good deal because I got it from a friend.
Oh, good.
And it was that, and I went into Operation Monster Force. I wish they weren't next. I helped out with the Delta 17 booth, and they were right next to it. So I sat there and just watched that booth, and just ended up buying like 6-7 figures.
Yeah, I'm balls deep in the fucking Monster Force, so
Yeah,
I get that obsession.
I mean, really.
So
cool.
you were there with Ricondo?
Yeah, I helped him out a little bit.
Yeah, Joe's a good dude.
He is. That's where I got my rattler. He gave me a good deal on it.
Yeah, Joe's a good dude. Hang out with Joe at Joe Fest a lot.
See you later, Grego. Have a good night, man.
Him and the guy I stream with, Travis, Mr. Wonderful, him and Joe Ricondo are buddies. They don't live too far away from each other, so
That's cool.
yeah. What's up with you, Joe?
Not much. I had the flu. It was pretty bad this last week, but I'm finally getting better. So, yeah, I even missed 2 days of work, which for me is crazy. I haven't missed a day of work in years. So,
Man, now you got to work a lot of overtime to catch up on that Mythic Legion money.
Yeah, I used sick days because the Kickstarter's going on right now, and that keeps growing. Every new unlock that I've got to add to my cart, I'm just like, well, it's getting a little more pricey and a little more.
I lost
pricey.
track. How many unlocks are they up to now?
3 that you have to pay for. So
Right.
I did the all in, and then
It's 3 more than they had actually intended, right?
no, they were planned ones.
Oh, these are planned ones. Okay, I thought they were
Yeah.
planned already.
Because there's 2 different. They have unlocks that are free things that are little things
Right.
that are added,
Yeah.
like a dice set was added to the figures and stuff like that, and like a faceplate to a heads pack, and there's a few other things I think. But there's 3 figures that have been added that you have to pay extra for, or 2 figures and a dice set, the Necrodominus dice set, which are pretty cool. So I want all of it. So, but they have the pay in 3 option, which is gonna make it a little bit easier to process. So
Yeah.
For sure.
I got to do it though, because like I said, this is my chocolate and peanut butter. Like my 2 favorite things in the world are Dungeons and Dragons and Mythic Legions. So like I have to. It's like my dream come true. So,
Yeah, well, the Dungeons and Dragons kind of led you to Mythic Legions, and now you got full circle. So
yeah, it's I
it's
can't.
time to complete your quest.
I can't even put in words how exciting it is to have like an official Mythic Legions role playing game. Like, yeah, this is a special moment for me, for sure. For sure. Not so much my wallet, but for me, very much so.
Right.
Let's just hope it's worth it.
Oh, it's gonna be.
You know,
worth it.
you know, it will be.
Yeah.
War chest full of toys. What's up, War chest? And we got Stanley's Toy Channel here saying hello to everyone. And Noah saying, yeah, my second oldest got her acceptance letter for the University of Saskatchewan. Proud dad moment. Awesome. Congratulations to you and your second oldest.
Congrats.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Going to university. We call that college down here in the States. Got to be fancy with your words.
It does sound better though. University.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Terrence's next toy saying they keep making it easier to part ways with my money.
Sure.
That's one thing I always say about money, though. I can always make more. So,
yes,
you know, they make cool stuff. I'll buy it.
Unfortunately, toy companies have been making me part with my money for about 53 years. Well, it was first my parents,
right?
But
right.
then it was my
money. It was a lot easier when it was somebody else was paying.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Sure. You know, when you're 5 and you're circling the Death Star playset, it's real simple. But it's not that much, Mom.
Come on.
Yeah. Thanos Copter, what's up, Thanos?
Hey, Thanos.
What's up, Thanos?
Wallace be damned. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mine's used to the abuse.
Yeah. After seeing all the stuff that Big Bad Workshop's coming out with and everybody else, I'm just like, screw it. I'll just work to buy toys now. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ordered all the, I think it's Crimson Moon.
Yeah. Yep.
I ordered, that was the first thing I did at Zolicon because I was looking at the figures in the cabinet.
Yeah.
I went right on Big Bad and ordered all those. So.
Yeah, so the Crimson Moon is, you know, they're designed to be like a Action Force, you know, original Action Force, you know, throwback, but
just a couple head swaps and you're good to go.
The Crimson Moon story is actually like the prequel to the Operation Monster Force. So they're really cool looking figures, and I like the fact we get the white werewolves in there and stuff. So yeah, I got most of those figures on pre-order, and I'll decide by time when my wallet starts crying if it's got more room for more of them. So I have the 3 the Yeti, the Skookum Ape, and the Sasquatch coming from Loose Collector too at any moment now. So that's over 300. So we'll see what's left after all that stuff. Warchest saying he's picked up a few of the Crimson Moon figures, but dropped Monster Force as a line. Well, Crimson Moon is a good line, and I think with the Crimson Moon, you're probably not going to see another wave, and if you do see another wave, it won't be another big wave. Like Monster Force is ongoing. I don't think they're going to go too far with Crimson Moon.
Yeah.
So it's a nice, easy line to collect. What's up, Todd C? Thanos saying he had to pass on those big boys. Yeah, they're going to be big. That's going to be a lot of shelf space. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with those guys because they're all like 10.5 inches tall, just gigantic. So, but I'll have weapons if anybody breaks in.
Yeah, I got the Chatsworth, and I'm like, I have no clue where I'm putting that yet.
Chatsworth is a solid figure. It's a good Bigfoot. He scales well with the rest of them, so I like him. I have him completely stripped down and just have him as a Sasquatch, though. I don't have any of his belt or anything on him. So I know Endless Fables. Brian
Victor's in there though.
He got the
shirt,
the exclusive one with the shirt, the T-shirt on. So
yeah,
that was pretty cool.
My buddy Crash got one too.
Yeah, Crash got one. I saw that. Nolan saying he can't wait for the Sasquatch to arrive. Such a big, beefy boy. Yeah, I see people with them, and they're getting them from 5Ks. 5K has them in stock, but Big Bad and Nerdzoic both haven't gotten their shipments in yet. So, hoping they come soon. Terrence saying he loves the Operation Monster Force stuff. Yeah, I love the Operation Monster Force stuff too. And he ordered 2 Chatsworth, and 1 came with the Renegade shirt. So he got 1 of each also. That's awesome.
Nice. I did my best to avoid Operation Monster Force just because, $40 a figure,
Yep.
but they look so cool. Just having them all there, and I'm walking around the table.
Yeah, it was nice to see them at Zolicon actually have product, because like at Joe Fest and the last 2 years, and I saw it first at PowerCon, they didn't have product yet. So it was nice to see them actually have product sitting there. So, and or just saying, I can't wait to get my Sasquatch in from Loose Collector. I like Chatsworth, but he looks a little cartoon style to be Monster Force. He his growling face without the bandana is very it's Sasquatch enough.
Yeah, I think that's the one I'm going to use.
Yeah, I got just this one on without the thing. So it photographs really well. But yeah, the ones his resting face and the one with the bandana on are definitely more, just fun stuff that's, not really. I mean, he is also a Sasquatch that walked out of the woods and was raised on, peeking in somebody's window watching 80s television and likes donuts. I mean, he is what it is. Right?
That's pretty much how I grew up. So,
Wait, isn't his sister the one that abducted Oz that time?
Yes. Yes. His sister is the one that took Oz into the park for 30
That's
days.
right. Yeah. On his anniversary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
His anniversary show?
Well, she came back for the anniversary show to give him a little congratulatory.
Yeah, there you go. Because he didn't make it at all, did he? Or did he just get it?
He had to come and get it like 3 hours late.
I was going to say it was pretty late.
We woke him up real late, right? That's right.
And Terrence saying he's curious to see where OMF goes, since I think they're getting close to exhausting the classic Universal monster characters. Yeah, they're adding the female characters, and they have 2 right now in production or design production, and then they got 2 more that they announced last year at Joe Fest. And then, of course, they also are planning on doing a real vampire style character as opposed to Dracula, like a monster type vampire, and a real Frankenstein are still in the works. So it'll be interesting to see. I feel that too, Terrence, because I mean they're doing a lot of army builders in each wave now, and it's like, the zombies are cool looking, but I don't need the same zombie in 3 different styles of camouflage. So it's like,
yeah, and at $40 a pop, it's really not that easy to
exactly.
army build for me.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I actually didn't get any of the zombies last time. I figured if I see them, I'll pick them up here or there if I'm not got anything else going on. But they were low priority for me as far as the fact that I didn't need them. So haven't jumped into Monster Force yet, but I am going to pick up Dr. Rand. Yeah, Dr. Rand, one that looks like Mr. Quest, Dr. Quest.
Yeah, even I have my eye on that one. I like that one, and I'm that general that looks like Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, the general's a good figure. It's a solid figure and got 2 different heads. And
I'm really, really tempted just because the mustachioed head.
Yeah,
would look really good with on a shelf with a Hulk.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that went out and bought that figure just for that reason, or the Hulk, and who was the other guy they were using him for? General Flag for G.I. Joes. So
right. Yeah. So that one even caught my attention. And I used to watch Johnny Quest when I was a kid. So
I love Johnny Quest.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that Raven Society line they announced either, Terrence. So I don't know if that was put on the back burner or what's going on, but they got so many different lines coming out now. It's crazy. Paul Morales is here. What's up, Paul?
Hey, Paul.
That's the problem with most of these figures nowadays. Like even with Mythic Legions or any of them. I mean, you're talking $35 to $55 for figures. It's really hard to army build. Even with GI Joe, now that they're pushing $30 a piece, it's hard to army build those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a Royal Guard at my Target today.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
right on.
That's a good looking figure.
It is. And Energon makes me like Cobra Law. I did not like him in '87.
I liked I liked the movie. Of course, I was when it was I was still a young guy when it came out, but it's like I was kind of confused as to why there was like alien race coming down to the Earth and taking over. I just didn't make any sense. But I thought someone announced they were doing some Johnny Quest figures or a figure. I haven't heard anything about them doing Johnny Quest, but I'd love to see Jada Toys do it since they got Scooby Doo and they got the serial characters. I mean, they're already doing Hanna-Barbera characters, so it'd be nice to see them do it because I think they do it justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Sky Captain and the Rocketeer line that they got coming out looks good, and they also got that line of civilians that they announced, which were I can't remember what they called that line, so that looked pretty good. They're saying this RPG is doing a great deal of army building with these $30 figs. Yeah,
it's a great price for the figures. It's just since I'm getting everything, I'm trying to.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like if you go
crazy.
all in, even on a Mythic Legions wave, right, and say there's a knight or an ogre or something you want to army build, it's one thing to buy one additional figure, but when you start talking about trying to build a squad or a whole army, it's like it gets pricey. Even at $30, it adds up fast.
Oh, for sure. I usually because I army build Mythic Legions, of course, like a nut, and I'll usually buy one or two during the pre-order and then just constantly watch eBay, try and get a figure loose for cheaper or, see if any good deals pop up. And I think that's part of the fun of collecting too, is just looking for deals all the time.
Oh yeah. I got that, the polar bear and snake eyes set. I just happened to be walking through. I had to get toothpaste, and in my Walmart, the toy department is right across from that. And I was like, I wonder what they got left. Cause like the probably 4 or 5 days before that trip, I went by that, the big display where they had the Master Universe and all those toys on the display aisle. Everything was on clearance. I was like, I wonder what they got left. And went over there and the whole thing was empty. I was like, oh, they're tearing this down. This is done. So then I walked down the clearance aisle, and the polar bear set had never even been out on the floor. 5 days before it wasn't out there, so it never been out there before. And then I walked through, they were $20. I was like, yeah, I'll pick one of these up for I don't know, I think they were like $60 originally or something like that.
So, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I picked one of those up, and then I showed it to Punk, and he's like, grab me one too. And I was like, fine, I'll go back into the store and grab you one. I went back in the store and grabbed Punk one.
Yeah, my Walmart doesn't even have good line. Well, I don't want to say good because that's subjective. You don't have anything that I would be interested in anymore. There's no GI Joe, no Masters of the Universe, no Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
It's
my
Walmart
had not had anything until they got that island in this year for the Christmas display or whatever the hell that was supposed to be for Christmas, I guess. When they got up a little early. And they kept that really well stocked for the 3 months that it was up. But like I said, 5-10 days ago now, it was just completely gone, emptied out and done. And now it's back to, a few Star Wars figures and some wrestlers, and then the kids stuff, Jurassic Park and all that kind of stuff.
There's like Skibbity Toilet. I was like, what the F
so
is
much
this?
Skibbity Toilet. Holy Christ. I can't believe how much Skibbity Toilet there is.
Yeah. And I don't even know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. So. Freaks Figures, what's up, Freaks? And Ultra Cortez saying, my Walmart close to me stopped carrying AEW figures, and I haven't seen a single AEW figure in nearly a year. Yeah, I believe it.
Howdy,
hey,
all.
what's happening?
Hey, Alan.
Oh, Not too much. I have too many cameras. I have to move a couple cameras out of the way so I know which one to look at. There we
Do
go.
you need a director to tell you which way to look?
I'm slowly. I used to do a lot of live streaming here, so my shop is like wired with cameras and such. And now I don't do that much, and I'm trying to clean out the gear, so it's a little confusing. How's everybody doing?
Doing fantastic. How's your Saturday?
Good.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I have hello Nolan. I see Nolan said hi.
Yes.
Yeah. What were y'all talking about when I showed up?
As I learned last night, Alan is not short on cameras.
No, we I have a production studio, so we got the cameras.
Yes. Before you showed up, we were just talking about Operation
Sports.
Monster
Sports the whole
Yeah,
time.
we were talking sports ball. Yep.
Oh well.
To be honest.
Have a good night, guys. Enjoy.
J-Max77, what's up? Yeah, we were talking about Operation Monster Force and Chatsworth and Sasquatch and then the role-playing game for Mythic Legions and just going around in a circle.
That's all awesome stuff to talk about.
And how's the troll collecting going?
Good. I finished up Daimar the Demon. I put him on Instagram.
Yes, saw
Yeah.
him. He looks great.
Alan's been popping stuff out lately, man.
Yeah.
Every time I open Instagram, another giant creature.
When I have time, I will. This week has been a little rough, but I had time this morning. I'll tell you what, like going live with someone on a regular basis as far as working, like Legion's Ladies Live have painting on Saturday morning, and then I get up early to paint. It's very motivating. I get a lot done. It's really nice. And then Curtis does another live painting thing on, well, tomorrow. I think it's like noon or 1 my time, one of those. So,
Yep.
And it's a good motivator to keep me working on stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's why Random Diorama does his streams on Friday nights, just because it helps him stay, on top of keeping up with projects and stuff. So
I've got a show here. I've got like retro something in Plano that I'm going to go to tomorrow. I'll see what's there.
Crash is here saying Chatsworth is amazing. And what's up, guys? What's up, Crash?
So
Good to see you, brother.
Crash.
Terrence saying Alan had like 3 multiplexers with like 24-48 cameras each for his haunted house.
Yeah.
That was an amazing tour.
Yeah, that was
well, haunted houses are dark by nature, and sometimes the guests forget that the actors are people, and they don't treat them right.
yes.
And unfortunately, for those people who are, maybe 1%, you have to have a high standard of safety.
Yes. I imagine it's even worse now than it used to be. Only because people like to push the boundaries for their own.
I think it's
Live
pretty
streams.
much the same.
You think so?
Yeah, because I haunted in the 80s and the 90s and, all through. It's about the same. Mostly people are respectful. And if you run like a quality show, people treat it like that.
That's true.
So you're talking about Chatsworth. I got these heads from Big Head Studios.
What's up, Plastic Platorium? Let me
hope
get
this
you blown up
works.
here, Alan. Where are you? There you are. Oh, that's nice. Who is that from again?
Big Head Studios.
Big Head Studios.
And it's just it's a less cartoony Bigfoot head.
Yeah.
And I got a couple of those.
Did you get your Chatsworth yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I've got a couple things coming from Big Bad.
Terrence saying yes, Big Head's really good. I'll have to check them out because I'd be interested in grabbing a different head just to have a alternate.
Yeah, they sold out of Chatsworth at Zoicon on Friday night.
Yeah. I think they still have them in stock at the
They do.
on the site, because I'm sure they ordered a lot of him just because they knew he'd be popular for many different reasons.
But I was gonna hold off till Saturday. I told myself because I hadn't bought a figure yet from Operation Monster Force, and I was like, I really want Chatsworth. If he's here tomorrow, I'll buy him. But before I left that night, I got him. I'm glad I did, or I wouldn't have him right now.
Playing that action figure gamble where it's like, if it's still there next time I come, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, but I'm impatient, so I bought him.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing you did, because otherwise you'd be waiting for it to come in the mail.
Yep.
And K-Roll stopping in here saying, what happened to my bro? He's coming back. He is on Stu's show doing their live 24-hour charity gig that Stu does every year. So
I think they're auctioning off children. Is that what I heard?
Last I heard, Oz was up against a certain dollar value, and if they got it, that him and Grindhead Jim were going to shave off their eyebrows. That was the last we heard. So if Oz comes back, he already shaved his head down to a goatee with no eyebrows. Well, it's what we have. So I'm hoping they do it just so he has to walk around with no eyebrows, because that's going to be on him, not me.
Part of Oz must want this.
Oh,
because he does stuff like this every year.
Yes. Well, you know, some people just have tendencies to, put themselves in, they like to just make things rough on themselves. Let's just say. And Cap After Dark saying, Oz, that was cool to see you shave your head for charity. Well, he didn't shave his head for charity. He grew his hair out for charity last year.
Yeah.
And then he got to shave it this year. This year, he's betting his eyebrows on whether they raise enough money. So, Gap, if you're over watching Stu's show, go see if he's still got eyebrows, because we got to know.
Yeah, wearing that bandana a little lower.
Yep.
Like Axl Rose.
Yeah. We're looking like those guys you used to see in the videos. Ice Cube, they wore it down here on their...
Or what's suicidal tendencies?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Church of Suicidal. I'm assuming in a lovely recital.
What are you saying, Terrence? What are you talking about, Terrence? Or the agent, the guy that had the Cobra head? Oh, you're talking about the Soldiers of Fortune. Yeah. Stu is what's Stu's you know what Stu's channel name is, Kenzo? I don't remember what it is.
He's very British.
Yeah, he's from across the pond.
Universal Toy Collector.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
On the tip of my tongue.
Yes, he was bald because last year they bet that if they raised a certain amount of money, he said he wouldn't touch his hair. He'd grow out his hair so he looked like he had the old man do for a year until this year's charity. So today he got to shave it, but I don't know if he lost his eyebrows or not yet. He's not on there right now. Okay, so he should be coming in here if they're done.
I don't think he was done until 10:30.
Yeah, he said he was supposed to go on at 10 o'clock or 10:30 our time. So later on that evening, he appears again for the second time. Yeah, I don't know. He started telling Cobb and I his story, and he was like, "Oh, I got to go." So we don't know. We didn't hear the story, and we were kind of wondering what the story was, and then we didn't know what he was doing. So.
Well, guys, I think I'm probably not going to be much of a contributor this evening. I think I might just go sit on the heating pad and
wait. You
I've been
can't
hacking up
leave
a
without
storm.
going to get the cowboy hat and singing us a song.
Yeah, Maybe I'll come back and do a little yodel for you.
All right,
cowboy
Kenzo.
hat on.
Hope you feel better, brother.
All right,
guess
y'all.
we'll
Have a
All right, take care, Kenzo. Good to see you for a minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good to see y'all. Have a good night now. How's that? There?
Welcome back now.
All right, guys.
That was
See you
good,
later.
Kenny. So, who picked up anything good over this past week? Besides Casey, who got a Zolocon stash.
I got to. It sucked being sick and missing work, but I did get to open my Rising Suns all in while I was sick, so that was a little bonus. I have them all on the shelves already, though. But
Are you disappointed that the bear doesn't have an articulating jaw?
No, not at all. I mean, the open mouth head sculpt, it looks so good.
Yeah.
Sculpted with the open mouth. I was already thinking about doing a picture of like putting a skeleton head in there, like a skeleton's head in the bear's mouth with its mouth open, like he's crunching it,
2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago when Travis was here and he was talking about how he's disappointed that the bear didn't have an articulated jaw?
Oh,
So,
you see my comment I left you?
yeah. So today I posted a picture of the polar bear and Cobb wrote, "So does the bear have an articulated jaw?" Because I got the G.I. Joe polar bear. I was like,
No, I didn't know that's where you're going with that.
It doesn't.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a lot of Travis things, Terrence, for sure.
I mean, articulated jaws can be fun, but they did a separate sculpt so that it wouldn't look like a toy,
Yeah, Alan tried to explain it to Travis with visuals of why it doesn't look good to have the articulated jaw.
I went to my bear drawer and pulled out several bears.
Yeah.
So I got a couple action figures.
Yes, what'd you get?
I got a 200X Beastman.
Nice.
I got a 200X Beastman. I got a 200X Beastman. And these guys.
I love the diversity of your collection.
Yeah. These guys came in. I'd already gotten one of these because I found one in the wild, but my one came in from Big Bad. So now I have one to play with.
Oh, nice.
And then I got the other color Panthro.
Oh, nice.
With the silver armor, not the gold armor. But I all the armor's in the armor bucket. So, you know what? The figure is gray, not blue. So the figure's a different color. Let's open it up and let's see.
So, Gap After Dark, 3 Beastmen. Wow. Alan has a little bit of a Beastman connection.
Here's the fourth one that I've already opened and messed with.
How many Beastmen do you actually have in your collection? That's the custom and the ones that you've purchased. How many do you think you got? Rough number.
70?
Wow.
75?
That's awesome. So, yeah, 3 is just small potatoes, Gap. Just, that's minor.
Yeah, maybe more than 75.
Jeez.
It depends on what you're counting, too. Like,
yes.
Yeah, this is he's cooler in the gray than he is in the blue. But he looks like Darth Panthro right now with this gear on.
Gray, right, in the cartoon? The actual Thundercats? Panthro was gray, right?
I don't remember. He was my favorite looking good guy because he could pass for a bad guy if he applied himself.
Yeah, I always liked Panthro in the cartoon too.
You have both versions of them now, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people be doing a little swap on them, swap the armor and stuff around to make a more cartoon accurate one. I think I did on mine too. I can't remember.
Parents saying Eric Treadaway is big about the final presentation. And if it will impact the look of the figures, he'd rather give you two heads reflecting the alternative rather than compromise the scope. Yeah. But you also know Travis, so you know we just let that kind of stuff fly with Travis because he gets
He was
distracted.
very reasonable, I felt.
Well, Travis is a very easily distracted man, so it's just fun to pick on him.
Squirrel.
William Houston saying, if it's a bare drawer, there's nothing there.
It's a BEAR drawer.
Right. Which is right next to his Bigfoot drawer. And it's not full of big feet. It's just full of Bigfoot.
It's under the Wampa drawer. Total truth. Okay. Let me grab the light so you can actually see.
Yes, let's see. Oh. Breaking out the spotlight.
Probably need this anyway. It's a little dark over here.
Hey, we can see your face. Look at that.
I didn't realize until now he's a little washed out. What the heck? I didn't realize until today that one was gray and one was blue.
So what did you think the difference was? Just the armor?
Yeah. It looked like all the same stuff, but this one was like an iron steel color, and then the other one had like a goldy brassy color.
Yeah.
It's all the same, pretty much. Which one is... Let's look up Thundercats and see which one is more accurate to the cartoon.
I think he was gray in the cartoon, but I don't remember for sure. Whoops.
Yeah, the newer one kind of is, but then armor-wise, like I was saying.
So if you Cobb, you swapped them?
Yeah. I don't know where my Thundercat.
What's up, K-Dog?
So the picture I pulled up is directly in between these two colors.
Yeah. But he's more gray, right, in the cartoon?
He feels a little gray. Yeah.
Yeah. He might have had a little blue tint to his gray, but he was definitely more gray than.
Yeah. Mostly he is gray, it seems.
All right.
All right. I'm done looking
Which
at
one do
Panther.
you like better?
I think I like the gray one better because he looks more pissed.
That's a good reason.
Like,
he looks more like a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look very angry.
Yeah.
Like somebody, pissed in his Wheaties. Yeah, he looks good. Got a good head sculpt.
I mean, if you painted it green, he'd make a nice orc. Like, it's not, his muzzle is not differentiated in sculpt. It's just differentiated in paint.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have a nice head for an orc, for sure.
Yeah. His armor is good for an orc. It comes with a lot of stuff.
That new Mattel line is really starting to look good with the Scareglow they announced. And,
The Chronicle.
yeah, Chronicles. That's
And
the one.
someone said that there was a Beast Man coming, but I haven't seen anything on him.
The Chronicles?
Yeah.
It's for the kids line, right? The
Yeah, I know
Beastman?
the kids line
Beast-
had theirs.
I
Yeah,
know
the
that
Beast-
the kids line had a Beast Man, but Chronicles was supposed to have one too.
They do have one. They haven't shown it yet because the Beastman they've been showing is for the kids line.
Right.
Yeah, they were swapped out. Kinda
What did you change? You changed the color of their armor?
Yeah, I swapped their armor out, and I think the boots too. I did. Yeah, I think I swapped their boots, so it matches the lighter blue. Yeah, more gray with the blue, a little more cartoon accurate.
Yeah, that does look a lot like the cartoon. At least from what I remember. Been a while. since
Panthro is why I learned how to use nunchucks. And I also learned you can't do what Panthro does with nunchucks. Jones?
We learned a lot back in the day of what you can and cannot do that cartoons can. So
Jones?
usually in painful manners, we learned that. You can't, you know.
I found out nunchucks were illegal here when I was on probation. Police came to my house and confiscated them.
Not my nunchucks.
They're like, you know what we could get you with for these? I was like, actually, I had no idea they're homemade ones. Took some wood and freaking screwed them all together.
I'm on a show. I have stuff to do.
Oh, I was wondering who the hell Alan was talking to. Now I see the cat.
But yeah, this is the loudest cat in America. I don't know if you heard him announcing himself when he came in. He just comes in and starts yelling.
So, do we know when the new Masters Universe line is going to go up for pre-order, or has it already gone up?
I just saw somebody post about Target release. Street date was April 25th. I think it was.
Yeah. Robo said it today on his show, and I can't remember what the hell he
It was
said.
for that scared glow, I know.
Yeah.
What's up, boss?
What's going on, everybody?
Surprise.
Just like the thumbnail said, I'm back to bald.
You are back to bald.
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing.
And eyebrows intact.
Yes, eyebrows intact. So we were at 3,760 at the beginning of that, and Grindhead jokingly earlier was saying, how much would it cost for you to shave your eyebrows? And I said, I'm not shaving my eyebrows. Well, he jumped on and said that if somebody donated $1,000, he would shave his eyebrows. Well, nobody donated $1,000, like, you know, so I said, look, while we're on within this leg of the stream, I also will shave my eyebrows if we can get $1,000. We did get over the 4,000 mark. We did not get all the way up to 4,760. So,
And then you logged off and went away before that happened.
well, you
As
know,
a
I had to
rule.
make a very speedy retreat so I could get back
Right.
to the safety of Clubhouse where my eyebrows will not be harmed.
Oh, my internet's cutting out.
Oops,
Yeah.
guys, sorry.
I gotta go. That's all right.
But you guys know that John Hamm meme that's been going around, you know, where he's dancing in the club and how he feels.
Oh yeah.
So after I got off that stream earlier and then I went ahead and took the razor to everything, as soon as I was done, I went outside to go have a cigarette. And, you know, it's got that cool air just hit that. And I was like, man, did that feel good.
That's a good short for your channel. Get a picture of your head before you shaved it and afterwards, and then
I
insert
should
that.
go find one because there is like recent selfies with that. You know, I might be able to do something like that. I might be able to. But guys, how's it been going tonight?
Good.
Going good.
Except Ken.
Did you guys
Huh?
make it
What?
through saying hey to everybody in the
Again?
chat before I got here?
Did somebody
Yeah.
ask about me? What's going on?
The only person we haven't said hi to is Ivy.
Ivy,
up,
what's
Ivy?
going on? Thank you for watching. Look, she saw me earlier today when I still had hair on my head.
Yeah, just give me a sec. I gotta get a close up on this. Hold on.
Look at that.
Oh,
That's a lot of glare right there.
man, you need to turn that light down.
Gotta
You know,
adjust the lighting.
Are you going for
You
like
have
a
your hair
are you going for a Walter White kind of thing, or you're trying to start a WWE career? Which is it?
I could do either. You know,
Bring
I'll
my
start
money.
making mad.
I'm sorry.
I'll
Is
make
it
bets
AE
for the WWE. Why not?
I'm sorry. Is it AEW now?
No, I did throw in because everybody kind of knew I was waiting to shave off all the rest of that hair anyway. I threw in, I'll kind of do the beard to the goatee just to make it seem like there's something that I wouldn't have done whether we hit that money or not.
Yeah.
But you know, it's all for a good cause. Like I said, I love being a part of that stream every year. Give Kids the World. If you guys don't know what that is, it's for sick kids, and you know, them and their families don't have the money to go do things like Disney World or Paramount or you know, any of that kind of stuff. Like none of that fun stuff that, you know, kids should really get a chance to experience at least once in their life. So what this charity does is they have an entire amusement park. They get kids and their family to come fly out for like a week, and it's all expenses paid. They don't have to pay a dime.
Nice.
You know, so being a part of this is my second year in a row. Last year was when I started to shave, or when I said I would grow my hair out for a year on that stream if we hit a goal. So it was only fitting that this year during that same stream, if we hit a certain goal, I shaved it live. So if you go back and you watch his stream earlier today, I did it all live. All right.
So is that charity based in England? Is that like an English-based charity, or is it worldwide?
I think it's worldwide. Because I believe the amusement, I'd have to go back and double check because I know what the charity does.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely would want to go check. So Ivy is asking, how do you get a star by your name? Now, when you say a star by your name, is that, no, it doesn't show when I star it. Do you mean like Nolan here has that little symbol by his name?
Or is it the wrench you're talking about?
Yeah, or is it the wrench? Because if it's the wrench,
Well,
like
the wrench
Thanos
isn't a wrench
has.
anymore, right? Or no, it is still a wrench.
Yeah, it's still a wrench. So a wrench means a moderator, but that symbol next to the name and the green text next to your name just means that you are a channel member. She says,
Am I not a channel member?
You know what it is? That is a channel member. So one of the signifiers of being a channel member on YouTube is that it'll put a star on there, and then the different colored stars mean how many months you have been a channel member. You also get one free super chat a month, where basically you just get to do that and flex how many months you've been a member of the channel.
Do you prefer us to be a member or a patron? Because I'm a patron, and there's like no point for me to member on here because when I type, I'm using your StreamYard. You know, when I'm back here.
Right. So I mean, honestly, channel members, guys, it's just an extra $1 a month, and what that gets you is these sweet emojis.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate that. At some point in time, I'm going to figure out doing a members only live stream. Patreon is more expensive. Patreon's $3 a month. You do get into the exclusive frenzied group chat, which is always nice to have. And again, at some point, when I do members only live streams, the Patreon members will be included in that as well.
That's a good idea. Because you send a private link, like an unlisted link for everyone or something.
Exactly, yeah. Patreons and channel members will get that same benefit. And if you want to be really awesome, you can be both, which Ken, I believe you are. So,
no, I'm not actually. Somehow you're both on mine, but because yours.
No, you did do both. Okay. I'm pretty sure you did both.
I did both. Okay, because all right.
So no,
I know you're both on mine. So
right, yeah. And Terrence also member for 5 months, and yes, Alan, you do have a star.
I have a green star. Does that mean I'm new?
They're all kind of green-ish. Do you see where it says do a super chat on there? Do a super chat in there real quick. Oh, you know what? You are the same color as Troy Dotson and Nolan, so you've probably been a member for 5 months. Because Terrence and Nolan were both members for 5 months. So there's an option for this free super chat. And like I said, it really just flexes how many months you've been a member for, but it's great. And Troy loves doing this one because he knows it won't show on StreamYard. It does not show the emojis. It just has my shorthand for the emojis. So he likes to come in and let everybody know he's a fucking asshole. But yeah, Alan, you've been a member for 5 months. One of the other cool channel member benefits is if you've been a member for more than 2 months, your name is in the credits at the end of the show. Also, if you're a Patreon member, your name goes into the credits at the end of the show. Now, Ken came up with the reason of how I edited that. Oh, look, here we go. Alan just dropping in the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Beastman is
channel money. That's big channel money right there, right? Alan?
Oh, man. You know how many super chats I normally get? Yes.
You're going to get 70% of that.
All
in like
70%.
5 months.
Right when
Yeah,
I get
'cause of
the
the
rest
payouts.
of it.
Yeah. 'cause of
Actually,
the
I'm
payout,
getting a
right?
payout this month because, you know, over the last 3 months, I managed to hit that bracket. But
Here comes the money. Here we go.
We do.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
Are you at $100 for your payout?
Yeah.
When they're
My
jerks, they-
payouts at like 100 Canadian, which is weird because that's only like 70 US. So, you know,
that
So
might be an
Ken gets
advantage to doing it in different monies.
yeah.
Could be. But I do thank you guys for every little bit. All that extra support does help, especially while StreamYard wanted to jack their prices up shit ton.
Are you on the $80 a month StreamYard plan or the $40 a month StreamYard plan?
I am on the Oz pays like $75 a month because he has 10 seats. I've got 10 people allowed on screen at once, plus I have the option of giving controls to up to 10 people, which is the way that Ken, Cobb, Ed all have access to be able to control the channel in my absence. That's how tonight's stream started. You know, it was the one thing about the clubhouse becoming bigger and bigger. It was harder for me just to do it on my own. The other cool thing is too, like, you know, if I need a break for a week, the clubhouse can continue, which I like as an idea as a whole, because even if I'm not here, you guys can still get together and hang out in the clubhouse with everybody, giving them a place to watch. You know, it's that Saturday night hangout. And it's beyond me. Like, the show's bigger than just me. I'm not the whole thing. It just happens to be hosted.
You're not Rob Van Dam, the whole damn show.
Right. So
Or the whole effing show as he was in. See, everyone's gonna do it now, right? Or everyone's go like this.
Oh, wait, hold on. Because I don't have a different sound for becoming a channel member. I gotta get that.
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
You don't have a welcome to the creamery kind of thing?
No, I don't have it. I'm gonna have to do something where I just say, "You're an asshole."
So this color armor makes me want to do the Fuerza Beastman.
Okay, the Fuerza T, yeah,
Fuerza T Beastman with this color armor. I'm doing that.
nice. I gave all that extra fodder that freaking Curtis sent me earlier last year. Gave all that to Corey because we know he likes to, you know, make custom figures. And mind you, most of the stuff for the Fuerza T line, Curtis had pretty much already ready to go. Like Ziploc bags with all the parts needed to make the Fuerza T characters. He had the He-Man head with the green hair and the green goatee on it. Like ready
I
to
only
roll.
want the Beastman. I'm sure you're shocked, but
Oh, no Merman, whatever it was, or the web store.
I mean, they're cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind making them, but priority Beastman.
Nice, as always. But yeah, I mean, at least he'll wear Merman's armor. I think that's the armor he wears, right? Yeah.
Sorry,
So the
Beastman
stripped down Panther is pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So I did play that because Ivy has now become a YouTube member. Thank you, Ivy. I
Hello,
appreciate
Ivy.
Ew.
that. Is my buddy Corey's roommate. And she knows who you are, Alan, because she watches you on TikTok.
Hello.
Must be
She
nice
was
to have
one of-
fans, Alan.
I have so my social media person who I had stepped away. And my costume director said, you know what? I'd like to take over TikTok. And she is killing it with the Dark Hour Haunted House TikTok and with the North American Cryptid Museum TikTok.
Nice.
A couple of the videos for the North American Cryptid Museum TikTok have over 1 million views. And in like 2 months, she went to 50K as far as subs on TikTok for the North American Cryptid Museum.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you've got a separate social media person. You've got videos with 1 million views. You've got 100,000 subscriber channel, and you still slum it with us geeks and rejects over here.
This is my hobby, not my business.
Yes.
Right.
And I look forward to whether I'm hanging out live and painting or just talking toys with you guys. This is my piece, and this is what builds me up. I have a career in haunting, and a good chunk of it is me just giving away advice and energy. And I'm not saying that is tiring and takes a toll, but this kind of
does.
This helps refill. This helps refill.
I'm glad we can help you with that, Alan, because I definitely know exactly how that feels.
Oh, I'm sure that you do, without doubt.
I talk about all week long dealing with people over the phone, dealing with people in really messed up situations in a lot of ways, dealing with their health issues. And it gets draining. It's difficult to do. And I'm doing it every day of the week for 8 hours a day.
You're scheduling MRIs, right? I got one in 10 days myself. So
Scheduling MRIs, CT scans. Typically, you're not getting those kind of scans unless there's something going on with you that you are unhappy about.
I'm in Canada. Otherwise, I'd say give them my spot, because I hate lying in that machine for 45 minutes without moving. And every time I want to move because I have an itch, I hear, don't move. Like,
right?
But I need to pee. Don't move.
Don't move. You got to lay there for another 45 minutes. Sit still.
Lay there and take it.
And I'm sitting there, I don't want to be here.
So I really, really can completely understand what Alan's saying. And, there's even sometimes where I've come off a really tough week and been like, what, I can't even do this tonight because I'm that drained.
Yeah, this kind of became a little bit of work for you.
Yeah, it can be. So,
and in many ways, you carry the show. We're all here, but this isn't my place to be chatty. You're the chattiest person here.
Don't say that when Lawrence is around, okay? Because he's not the chattiest, and he's not the biggest channel, and he's been making the most money. So you got to give Lawrence some runway too. Got to give that guy some credit.
If Lawrence is here, he can run the show. I don't mind.
He's a star.
Larry doing. He's taken over a couple times.
Taken over a few times. I give him a hard time, because of the whole wrestling thing.
Yep. Guys, I was just on a stream for a bit, and I've hopped over here now, and I've been hanging out for a second. But what this probably means for me is that it's that time I want to pop my head outside
and go for a smoke.
And grab a smoke. La. Brick said it a while ago. The clubhouse is like Cheers. Everybody here knows your name. I don't consider it guests. All right. I don't consider you guys guests. You're just as much a part of the show in the chat as if you were on screen with us, because that you guys here every week is one of the reasons we all get together every week. I mean, we might still get together and not post live, but the only reason we go live is to hang out with you guys every week too. And K-Roll is saying it out loud. Don't know if you guys heard, but Larry is kind of a big deal.
Massive.
He is. When I'm walking with him at Joe Fest, there's a lot of hey Larry, hey you're Punk with Toys, and like there's like this chopped liver guy standing right next to him, which is usually me. Like he's a big deal.
He is a big deal.
You think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not.
Small
But I'm
of
not.
stature,
People
but a
recognize
big
him.
deal. They do, because he
I
always
told
looks
them this
pissed
year
off.
I'm going to carry a Sharpie and a pictures of Punk around and charge $5 for everybody that wants his autograph. I'll have my whole show paid for.
Hey, you know what though? Joe Fest, I signed my first autographs this past year, so I will say that was kind of cool. Being asked to actually sign something was pretty freaking cool. I did not expect that. And then Ken and I got called professors. That was awesome.
Wait till you see Ed. You know the video I just sent you, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. I loved that. I was going
So,
to tell you
so
about that.
did you notice I brought two professors on, and I just kind of got out of the way and was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna let these two guys talk. Wait till you see the professors I bring on in April. Oh man,
Yeah. That was good stuff.
45 minutes of unproduced toys. My biggest single edit to date. without
Crazy,
making
Ken. Yeah, without us
Canceled.
being super cut.
Yeah,
And Troy,
there's about 10 or 12 canceled GI Joe ideas in one shot, and I found the guys with the original artwork that they got from the designers, and it was like, wow.
that video has some cool stuff. That's just the original artwork and stuff was just wild that they have that stuff.
And the two ups, the original two ups from the prototypes.
Yep.
Right. So, yeah, wait till that comes. Thanks for previewing that, Ed. I just
Yeah,
wanted
that
to
was
know how.
awesome. I was going to let you know I watched it, but I've been sidetracked. Troy, yeah, this hobby has enriched. I mean, I didn't come into this hobby thinking I was going to be having a lot of great friends and stuff like that, or certainly fall into this group of great people here. But since I have, man, it's definitely made my life much better than it ever was. So,
Alan had his hand up.
I was going to say, Alan, your hand's up.
I want to say that the AWOC armor looks way better. The helmet looks way better on Panther Man than his helmet does. That's the AWOC helmet.
To
That's AWOC. Yeah, I was gonna say it actually looks like an Eternian Palace Guard or a Man of Arms type of helmet, but it's AWOC. You're
Yeah,
right.
and then his helmet on him looks like this, which is it looks like he's wearing his kid's helmet. Like, what is this?
Yep.
What does this do for you? Your
What a
most of your
difference
face is
that
exposed.
that's the cosplay helmet he bought at the Dollar General.
That
When he was a kid.
awesome. He should be driving some kind of cool cat vehicle
Like a thunder tank?
like that. Yes, one might
Thunder
call
tank
it.
from Lightning Pussies.
Yes.
All right, guys. I will be back in a bit. I'm going to switch it up and go mobile so I can pop myself outside for a cigarette.
I don't like that.
Casey,
Yes,
welcome
sir.
to the clubhouse.
Thank you.
This
We
is
need
what it's
a-
like.
So,
Finding a moment to speak and taking it.
Alan,
Casey?
the Lightning Pussies came from Brick something back when AWOC was really first getting started. He was talking about how they're very similar to Thundercats, so they're going to call them Lightning Pussies. That was the joke.
I do not like that. I will. I cannot call them that. I can call them.
Yeah. Right.
I don't. I'll think of something. So the
Static kittens.
cyclone felines.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
All right. I'll be back in a moment, guys.
Casey, what do you collect? Like, what are you into? I'm a Motu guy, so I'm kind of the lowest possible tier of toy collector.
I love Motu. I collect a lot of that. Just started getting into Operation Monster Force.
Mm-hmm.
Love G.I. Joe. Mostly the old stuff. I buy some classifieds.
Like a rattler.
Yeah, I got a Rattler. Let's see. Get a little bit of Marvel Legends. Like, if it's something I really like mostly mutant stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. AWOC. I do
Yeah.
get those. Delta 17. I get those. I like the Valverse figures.
How many figures did you go home with from Zolocon?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I got 6 Operation Monster Force figures, including Chatsworth. I got the black, and I finally got a wasp raider because I could not find that for under like $200, but I found it.
What is that?
Wasp
It was-
Raider. It's from Beverage Action Force.
It's a BotCon exclusive, so they were like kind of
Hold it up for a
rare.
second. Hold it up for a
Oh.
second, Casey. It's kind of like Action Forces, the bad guys, soldiers, kind of.
The
The
swarm.
colors are based on the Waspinator from Beast Wars, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without going into it, is that the guy?
Yes, that's the guy.
Thanks. Okay, cool looking toy.
Yeah. Like I said, mostly what I do is Motu.
Oh, okay, good deal.
Well, mostly now. Prior to that, it was all military.
Yeah.
Yeah. Casey, I may have found you a guest for a podcast from the pit if you're down.
Sure.
There's a Kickstarter going on for Action Force International Heroes, guys based in the UK. If you go to the Blood for the Baron. Do you ever go to Blood for the Baron's website?
Mm-mm.
No, BFTB.uk. You know which website I'm talking about, right? He's the main. Yeah, he's willing to come on and do a show. And since you're in the morning and he's in the afternoon, if you're interested in coming, I sent Eric Harper the link already.
Cool.
Because he's like, where can I go on? I'm just like, well, I didn't know what time you were in bed or whatnot. You're up later than usual, so I sent the link to Eric Harper first.
No,
So-
that's cool.
So your guy's name is Jim Marshall. He's got a Kickstarter going on for 2 volumes of Action Force International Heroes and some stretch goals.
Nice. We just
So-
had Brian Hickey on a couple weeks ago.
So you're on a roll for European guests.
What's your podcast about?
Started off just a regular podcast, audio only. Me and my buddy started it, just getting into collecting G.I. Joe again. But I have branched out to a lot of different kind of toys, and we went to YouTube a couple years ago. So yeah, it's just mostly just toys. That's all we talk about. If we like it, we'll talk about it. But we like getting people on who, I mean, we're small, but we've had a lot of people who just started their channels, and we'll get them on and help get them going. It's just, we do it to make friends.
Gotcha.
We had Cobb on a month or so ago. That was a lot of fun.
Casey, you and I are now friends.
Lots of parties.
Thank you. But yeah, it's fun.
This is the hardest I've ever tried to wrestle underwear onto a dude.
What's up, Darren?
Yeah, this is late for me. I work mornings, and this is rough. Especially
kind of is.
Trying to get over this con crud that I got from ZoloCon too. So that's not easy.
Yeah, I heard ZoloCon was a really big show.
It was fun. It was
Like
fun.
huge. Right. I heard it was 60,000 square feet, which is nuts. Right.
I don't know if I'll go back just because the drive was terribly long,
Mm.
and it doesn't have the same appeal to me as like Joe Fest does.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Where are you based out of, Casey?
Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you said that the fall season is pretty is pretty busy for you, right, Casey?
Yeah. I
'Cause
work
we
for
would
a
look-
company, retail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could otherwise Des Moines, Iowa is not that far for you, is it?
I don't know.
Because that's where Assembly Required is, and people always kind of say that that's the smaller Joe Fest hangout because you get that nightlife. Because I think ZoloCon, I don't think there was that lobby sort of like nightlife sort of.
Well, they had the bar for the casino, but I mean, it's like $10 a bar.
Yeah. So it's not quite. I mean, but the show floor is impressive. But
Show
yeah.
floor is nice. Reception on your cell phones is terrible down there.
Oh, okay. So we're not live streaming, I guess, from there. But yeah, I don't know. Just saying, you could always try the Iowa show, but like you said, November's kind of your busy season.
Yeah.
I'm still going to try to
December.
con Steven to go into the Iowa show. So
I've heard nothing but good things
Yeah.
about that. One day I would like to try that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do it this year, but I'm gonna try to trick Steve because our wave 2 is supposed to land around that time, and he's gonna say, "Damn, if only we had a show to debut this at." And he knows that I just want to go there and drink, regardless of the size of the show. So when I mentioned assembly required, he's like, "It's a fraction the size of Joe Fest, and you just want to party. I ain't gonna make any money, Ken." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'll wait till I bring it up again. If wave 2 lands around, then he'll make money, and I'll get to have fun."
I mean, for still having like wave 1 figures, seemed like Delta 17 was selling really well at ZoloCon.
Because we only basically had Joe at the booth. I know you helped him set up a little bit, but like for full-time staff, because we only had one guy, one booth, it was worth it. If we brought the whole crew, it wouldn't have been. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So
The way I look at it, you brought it to a show you've never been at. You got eyes on it who've never looked at it. That makes it worth it right there.
Yep.
Because if a couple of new people bought figures that have never bought figures before,
and we got a couple sales on the website, I just couldn't tell where it was from.
I was going to say,
there were a couple of first-time buyers, and you never know. If they've been repeat buyers, I would say it has nothing to do with the show. But if it's a first-time buyer, you kind of go, did they hear about it there? Right?
I would say first-time buyers. Right after that show, definitely heard it from that show.
Yeah.
Right, because like even if somebody who went to the show takes this home and they've got friends and they're like, "Hey, I just picked up these cool Delta 17 toys. Have you seen them before?" And their buddies go, "No, I hadn't seen those before." And then they go to the website and they buy a couple. It's a huge success.
Well, we're supposed to send the Hind out for engineering relatively shortly. Here, look, we're getting to the end of the sculpting phase, so now we're gonna get into like the hinges and the joints and all that stuff, so that we can actually like start sending the thing out for like tooling quotes. We won't be tooling that soon, but we can at least get an idea for it, and we're gonna try to get the pilot and the gunner sculpted up here relatively quickly. We're bringing Jesse Sandifer back, who did Shadow Dragon. So for those of you who have a Shadow Dragon, he did that figure. So we're bringing him back. Right. We had a meeting with Corey Cantaloupe recently, and he's available to like help kind of refine some of the sculpting if we need help, because he has more familiarity with how O-ring figures can pop out of a machine, right? Because as good a sculptor as Jesse Sandifer is, he's mostly a 6-inch figure sculptor, right? So like if this was Nightfall Batman, he would knock that out of the park. O-ring is a little bit different for him, right? But yeah, that's what we've got going on. And Tommy contacted us recently out of the blue, so now we're in contact with all these sculptors. We had like none for a while, right?
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I like seeing that. So Ziggy said to me today, he goes, "I want to see some new vehicles." He wants to see some new 1/18th scale vehicles. I was like, well, they are compatible with all your old G.I. Joe vehicles.
They are.
And then I told him, I was like, and we have a Hind coming. Now that's going to be pricey, but we're going to have a Hind coming. So, vehicles are on the way.
Grab a Roboskull in the meantime. And yes, it's 3 3/4.
Yeah, I told him. That was like, that big ass box we were talking to that dude outside about? That was the Roboskull, and that can be 1/18.
It's got the swappable cockpit, right? It's back-to-back seats.
It's one
for
of the best toy designs ever.
Genius.
I'm sorry, just as being somebody who appreciates toys for being toys. What foresight to be like, let's make it work for both.
And they were so nice to Joe at ZoloCon, because they knew I know Casey and Mike were there for little bits and pieces, but because Joe knew he would have to be there quite a bit, because by himself for long stretches, they would always be like, "Do you need anything? You need a bathroom break?" Whatever it is, they were there for Joe. Like all of them, from Brian Hickey to Ben from Skeletron, Grindstone to Grindhouse, they all made him feel really welcome. Right.
Ben's a good dude though from Scotland.
Yeah, he was taking selfies with Joe, and he was like, "Damn it, you need to be down here to drink with Joe, Ken." I'm like, "I know, he's drinking my share." Right.
So
I'm sure Joe found somebody to drink with quite easily. He's not a shy guy.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Anyway, speaking of bathroom breaks.
There we go. So we have Joseph Welty jumping in saying, I have a new toy that I got from my neighborhood thrift store, and it's a Kinect roller coaster. That's awesome. Playing with toys is the best.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of another Joe G. You're on mute, buddy.
I am. I was taking it off.
Okay.
I've been having these coughing fits. That's why I had it on mute. So.
I completely understand, and thank you for that. This Kickstarter.
Yes, sir.
This
That's actually what I
Kickstarter,
was looking at right now.
Since you have it up, are you able to share? You should be able to share screen if you see
yeah,
present
absolutely.
button. Share screen on this thing, man.
All
So
right.
earlier today, pulling up my feed, and we get this new character. Before I could even share it into the Clubhouse chat group, Joe's already got it posted in there for me. The new Rix. Freaking a skeleton thief was announced as a new unlockable for having so many backers.
I really think that they should call it a thief skeleton, because a skeleton thief sounds like he steals skeletons.
Well,
You
we
know
don't
what?
know what's in the adventure yet, Alan. He actually might.
He could be. Now, I immediately also put in the chat, like, he was totally giving me the Raziel vibes from Soul Reaver because they used the vampire skull on it.
Yes.
And they have a scarf going around his mouth. And I was like, oh shit, this is freaking cool. And then it was like just shortly after that, it seemed like they made another post that they hit another unlock for the campaign where the Necronominus dice are going to be available. And we're also getting, for anybody who backs this Kickstarter and gets the beginner box kit, you'll be getting 10 monster cards added to the beginner boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep,
they're just continuously knocking down these goals.
Check out those Necronominus dice.
I know, and you guys know me.
They look so cool.
One of my favorite factions because I love all the boners.
There he is.
And
right
Casey, if you've never heard me talk about this before, whenever there's skeletons from Mythic Legions, I just call them my boners. And
I had to jump out of Mythic Legions quick because I would go broke. I got like four figures real fast, and I loved them all. Then looking into them, I wanted so many more, and I just had to financially say I can't do it.
I will tell you, like I tell everybody else getting into this line, do not look back. Get what is currently on retailer shelves. Get what the Four Horsemen have at the booth, and pre-order as it comes out. If you live in the United States, pre-ordering direct from Store Horsemen will always be your cheapest price, with the exception of shipping cost. If you live in Canada, I always recommend pre-ordering through our good buddy Mike at eCollectibles. He takes care of a lot of that business with the duties and fees, getting it over the border for you guys. But here, at least in the United States, pre-order if you can direct from Store Horsemen. And, pre-order from retailers that you like, just to help keep supporting their business. They want you to buy the line because they don't want it sitting on their shelves. But again, these guys, if you look at it like that and you don't look at going backwards and buying older figures, it's manageable. It's manageable. I'm not saying it's not pricey, because of course all this stuff is pricey, but it's manageable. Somehow you can just be like a lucky son of a gun like Ken and get some really stupid, rare, older figures for dirt cheap, but Talking about you, Ken.
Which one? Which one are we talking about?
Yeah. You're freaking, there was a Keltis available at ZoloCon this past week, and the price tag made me say, nah. But if I got it for Ken's price,
was there a
no,
Ravena?
There was not a
well?
Ravena. But there were quite a bit of Gothtropolis figures that I could have picked up. Alan, of course, had Eternity of Dreams there, and he had a lot of the rarer, older figures that he personally has for sale.
You talking
Going
about this
price-
guy, Oz? You talking about this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
The
guy.
guy who could wipe out my entire toy budget for 3 months.
I got him for 85 Canadian.
Yeah, I know. Like $40 American. Way to go, Ken.
Man, you have free healthcare, man.
And a nice education system. Yeah.
The worst part was, like I always say, I wasn't even the first one to grab him when I was there.
That's what I think the funniest part is that it sat there long enough for you to be able to pick it up
Yeah. Right?
at that price. But hey, so again, for this, like, if you get the biggest package that they have for this, if you can manage to afford it, which I'm not saying it is for everybody.
It's for me.
Package.
Yeah, I was going to say, Joe, this package keeps getting bigger and bigger for you.
Oh boy, I love a big package. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm getting everything, so I might as well.
Right. I was going to say the one downside is you back that complete all in. As they keep unlocking more and more stuff, you kind of got to keep funneling money towards it because they're all add-ons. So what was
Well,
initially
not
placed in the
everything, but the
So they're
right, not everything.
So they're add-ons. They're not like
right.
all in.
These are not
Well-
included in any of the bundles.
Jesus Christ! Is that $1 million?
Yeah,
Oh no, that's Canadian, I think.
it might.
No,
If you're
for the
looking at it
unlock-
on
Yeah,
your
I heard it.
No, it's at 817,000 US. It converted to Canadian for me, which is 1.1 million.
yeah,
Wow, their goal was 90K and they hit 817
they hit 90K in the first 5 minutes.
with 27
Alan.
days to go. This thing's gonna be
So-
like 20 times the wow.
Casey, another
Yeah.
thing that you can do with Mythic, as opposed to just only looking forward, what you can do also is pick a faction or race and just get those.
That's true.
I have all the trolls. That's what I get from Mythic Legions. Now, if they come out with something Beastman-esque, I'll jump on that. But I get their trolls. And they're probably not making any new trolls for a while, sadly.
You never
but-
know, Alan.
If you pick like goblins, orcs, or if you could pick a race like that, or you can pick a faction because they have a lot of different factions, and then your shelf looks better because it's organized. They're all meant to go together. I like that approach as opposed to buy everything they put out, because in Motu I only buy the bad guys. I don't buy good guys unless they could look bad with some paint.
I do like in Motu and G.I. Joe. I'm more of a bad guy.
I haven't
Yeah,
tried
bad
to
guys
get you
always
into
look
Mythic
cooler.
Legions yet, Casey, because one bridge at a time. Someone's gonna have to explain this Kickstarter to me, because do these 6-inch figures, are they playable characters, or what what's the deal with the 6-inch figures? They don't look like game board pieces.
Joe,
Well,
as you
that's-
have the experience, why don't you break it down for him?
Yeah, well, if I can scroll back. I just want to comment real quick on the skeleton thief Rix. The attention to detail that they put shoes on him, because it would be difficult for a skeleton to be stealthy barefoot without any meat on his toes. So
Very
I really
true.
appreciated that. When I saw that, I was like, awesome. They put shoes on him. Well, if we scroll up here, there's a lot of cool stuff, but you can see they have miniatures. So the game, if you can play it any way that you want, but the idea is that there's 2 ways to play. You've got a standard miniature scale, which is 1-inch squares for maps, and then there's something, and they have pre-painted ones too. And then they have what is called Mythic Encounters, which is meant to be like the boss fight, where then the maps will scale up from 1-inch squares to 4-inch squares, where you can use actual Mythic Legions figures on those squares and play the game with actual Mythic Legions figures. So
Wow.
I got to try that out at Legions Con this last year, and it was super cool. Everybody in my party had made customs of their characters, so they got to put their custom figures of their characters on the board.
And I think that's a
play
big
out a
part of
couple.
the draw for everybody is that if you're playing in Mythos and your character gets a magical axe, odds are good that magical axe has been made by the Four Horsemen, and your character can be holding that axe. You know,
Yes.
you can easily customize a character into your figure. You know, and that's D&D minis are this big. You know, mostly, and you can kind of slop paint on them, and they look okay. But having a 6-inch representation of your character is awesome, I think.
That you can pick up, you can put it on your shelf, you can play with it outside of the game. Like when you get those minis, it's cool. And there are people that do custom minis too, right? Like, you know, that's been done forever in D&D.
So what I'm looking at here is why are the figures only $30? Not that I'm complaining, but that's like
well,
half
they're
price.
$30 through the Kickstarter. First off,
It's
$30, and that's what's known as your base player character, not a character that plays a bass guitar, even though that's kind of how it sounds. Those are your base player characters, the $30. Now, mind you, they're set for certain professions. So you'll see you have a wizard, you have a rogue, you have a cleric, you have a fighter.
But these are full scale figures, right? These are 6 inches
Correct.
tall.
Yeah.
Because usually their figures are $50, so that's why I'm pleasantly surprised here.
I mean, their deluxe Legion builders are only 20, or well, not deluxe Legion builders. Their Legion builders are like 26 when you pre-order them through the Horsemen, or they were.
Okay, I see.
They're probably $30 now.
I haven't looked at the pictures much, and this picture is tiny. What are the rogue's pronouns?
It's a male elf.
Oh, that's why. Okay,
but you can
That makes
get an add-on pack that turns them into a ranger. Which
I got you now. I see where this is going.
Yeah,
and you can see these character packs. There's a druid, ranger, barbarian, and paladin.
Okay.
And they're
This
meant
makes
to
sense
go with
now.
certain figures, but I mean you can mix and match them however you want. But
This makes sense because you can even buy 2 of each and make one a paladin and one something else. Okay,
Right.
So that's the
And-
real sell.
And
oh
then
my
that
God, that's so cool.
$15 for that character pack kind of brings it back up to that cost of a normal figure.
I
But
see it.
when you look at the kind of parts and stuff you're getting more of
Customizer's dream.
You're getting a lot,
Yes.
And
But
the books that come with this, is there just a core rule book or is there like a lore book for Ken to kind of slog away?
well, it's a combination of the two. I mean, it's a core rule book, but there's going to be a lot of lore in it. From what I understand, the core rule book will focus on the realm of Leodicius, which I'm drawing a blank on the name now.
So I kind of have to get it now. Is what you're saying?
I would recommend it anyways. Just because if you ever decide to play the game, you want to have the core rule book. It'll have all.
I can play with one of you guys, right? As long as I have the book, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and it just gives you access to all of the professions, all of the species, you know, everything that's so you have a full range of characters available to you right off the bat. You can play as a skeleton. Skeletons are a player character race in the Mythic Legions.
And this delivers in December. That's quick.
And it doesn't. Yeah. So skeletons are normally like Necronominus in his faction, but you're not beholden to like those normal dynamics either. If you want to be a skeleton in the army of Leodicius, you can be.
Mm-hmm. And I did want to explain about why the funding goal was so low. They're not doing it as a Kickstarter because they need the money to do it. The book is already done. They've actually written the book. The figures are already in production. The reason it's on Kickstarter is because that's where the role-playing fan bases are. There's
Yes.
a lot of role playing Kickstarters out there.
It's
So
just impressive how well they've done. That's all I'm trying to say, right?
Oh yeah,
'Cause
for
a lot
sure.
of companies will do Kickstarters for the exposure. Like a lot of times, the comic Kickstarters because that's where the fans are. Right, that makes
Right,
sense.
and
You're
that's
trying to
the
gauge
whole
the real
reason.
interest.
Yeah.
Right. People are used to backing things on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
For
All right.
this,
Yeah.
they knew the fan base is already there within their regular fans. Like they weren't worried about that. But the way that Eric and Jeremy have spoken about it on the live streams is like they've been wanting to do this for a long time, since like basically almost the start of the line. And of course, like with Joe started DMing Allegiance Quest before we even knew this was a thing. So there was definitely a built-in interest of like, I'd love to be able to play in the world of Mythos in a tabletop RPG.
Yep.
And Kickstarter really being that of, we want to show this off to more than just our normal toy people. Like we want exposure to beyond our normal fan base. So they put it on Kickstarter, and I can tell you 100% that was the right move. My buddy Justin, who is a big Transformers guy, and he backs a lot of tabletop games on Kickstarter. And he said when I went and I sent him a link, and I was like, "So, have you seen this?" He goes, "That I got an email about that the other day from Kickstarter advertising it." And he goes, "I immediately thought of you, and then I looked into it." And he goes, "What I like about it is those mythic encounters, because it's something that's truly unique to this tabletop RPG. Because nobody else really has that kind of a system built in to use a larger scale figure. We know Dom has been working with his game and using actual action figures for some time doing his thing, like a homebrew game. But this is something for like an actual game that they're using full scale action figures for that nobody in the tabletop realm is doing. And, it's just kind of like so inherently built in with this that, man, it's got me excited. And I asked Justin, because I know he has experience DMing, and I'm currently looking. I want to find somebody who's interested in not just role playing, but interested in the Mythic Legions, who is an experienced DM. Joe, the only reason I'm not throwing you on there is because I know you got a lot on your plate.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to do it. I just don't have the time.
Well, I'm including
Joe,
you
what's
in
your
as a
favorite
player.
Joe, what's your favorite faction?
Mine personally is the
Four Horsemen Studios.
Well, we know that.
The Legion of Aether, or no, Aetheron. Excuse me, Aetheron. I'm
Order of Aetheron.
The Order of Aetheron is definitely my favorite. There's so many villain collectors in here. I don't know. I'm probably going to be the standout, but I love the heroes. I'm a heroic guy. Like I love good guys.
My favorite faction will always be House of the Noble Bear for reasons.
But Gideon Heaven's
that's pretty much mine is House of the Noble Bear.
Yeah. Gideon Heaven's brand is the hero of the story, in my opinion.
Not Atlas.
Okay.
No,
more than Atlas.
So
or Attila.
When the Necronominus wave came out, every heroic character came with a skeletal face blade or a skeletal head, something that shows that they can be transformed into a skeleton by Necronominus, except Gideon Heaven's brand. And that's because he's the hero. He's the hero of the story, in my opinion, and he's going to win and destroy the bad guys because the bad guys have to lose, So that's just my headcanon.
I should have guessed because you did tell me when I was wondering if I should buy Gideon Heaven's brand number 2. You basically said, "Dude, that's like my favorite character."
It is
right. And when I got him, he was so detailed. I was like, "Oh my god, why did I hesitate on this thing?"
Right.
He's one of the best figures that I own. I'll say that much. I do like him.
You know,
For sure.
it's funny. As much as I show off about Keldus, Gideon's actually a nicer figure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
The bad guys are supposed to lose, and I want them to lose. But I also know the cooler the bad guys are, the more powerful they are, the better the hero looks in the end.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree 100% with Alan on that, right?
So I want to ask Sir a couple questions real quick. William Husted asked about the can you read the core rule book without spoiling it as a player? Yes. Everything that's in the core rule book is general knowledge. The beginner box is the one that you want to watch out for because it comes with an adventure. If you read the adventure as a player, it probably won't be that much fun because you'll know what's going to happen. So
yeah.
And then ask Just Jeff, is this D20 based D10 D6? So it's based on the D&D 5e rules, 5th edition rules, which uses all the dice in different combinations. So I wanted to touch on those. It uses all of them, standard D&D stuff. So
yeah,
I like 5th edition. I think it's a little easier to play than the other ones.
Yes, it is a very streamlined system, very easy to learn.
It feels a little spoon-fed to me. I'm more used to like 2nd edition, a lot more theater of the mind.
Advanced 2nd edition, doing the math in your head to see if you hit the THACO or not. There's a lot of that.
You make a THACO chart. You just make a graph for THACO.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, what's their AC? What's my THACO? Yeah.
So dumbass teenager Ken was doing the math in his head every single game, every single roll of the dice. When
I did too. That was the fun part.
You were flexing your hard math skills.
Just subtraction and addition, man. It's not that.
Yes. I actually liked THACO myself. But
me too. I thought it was a good system.
It was. Well, I mean, it's the only thing I know from like 1996 or whatever.
But you're going to attract a wider audience, and I think that's what their goal was with 5th edition, was to make it where anybody could get into play. Because I mean, how many people do you hear say that they hate math? You know, that's not the case for me, but a lot of people do. So now it's simple addition and subtraction, and it's just an easy system to play. Not my favorite system. I like Pathfinder. But,
I like 3rd edition a lot. We played a lot of 3rd edition.
Yeah, 3rd edition was awesome, and then that's what Pathfinder is. They took 3rd edition and then just kept expanding on it. And
I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say some people ridicule it by calling it Mathfinder, 1st edition Pathfinder, and that was what draws me to it. You know, was because I enjoyed the more complex system. But
I was an avid 2nd edition player. 3rd edition came out, and I bought all the books. I bet I dropped $300, right?
Oh yeah.
And 6 months later, 3.5 came out, and I was pissed. And I said, I'm not playing this. I sold the books and I went back to 2nd edition, and I just started playing 5e a few weeks ago with the big game.
Gotcha.
There you go.
I didn't like 3.5, so I never implemented the 3.5 rules into my games. I didn't like some of the changes that they made, so I just stuck with 3rd edition. And then when Pathfinder came out, I was all in on that. But
very, very awesome.
Yeah.
So I was saying about my buddy Justin. He likes that uniqueness of the mythic encounter. And I asked him, I was like, well, I'm looking for a DM. And he goes, I don't know that I could DM, but I'd love to be a player. And I'm like, that's what I'm getting from a lot of people. And I was like, we're going to be doing an online game for Clubhouse. I was like, I'd love to have you in the party. Because again, people have called me a shill before, and I'm okay with that. I shill for the 4 Horsemen hard because I love what they do, and I want to keep seeing them do it. So I mentioned to him about it, and he goes, well, the only problem with the online is I don't need to buy all those toys because the DM's basically got to have the toys if they're going to do the mythic encounters on camera. I was like, well, yeah, we could, but that just means you and I need to get together more here locally to play. And he goes, yeah, but not many of my toy friends are local. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. Mine aren't either. We'll have to just, rope up some people and get them to play. Because again, like they're making this adaptable with the figures that they put out. Coming up, whenever it gets here, we got a dragon coming. Can you imagine a mythic encounter versus Beathier?
It'll be really short.
Yeah, well, more than likely. But I just think that would be really, really awesome to see as a mythic encounter with something of that scale. Like that's the kind of things that I'm thinking about. I've got a ton of ogre scale figures. With the Savalis and my Dragoseers and man.
And damn, those upgrades look good. That Ranger set just looks good.
Look, I love
Is
where
Oz
Just Jeff going.
Is Oz cutting out for everybody?
No, I can hear us just fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless he's talking right now, then I can't.
He's
No,
not
I
talking
wasn't
right now.
talking. But Just Jeff says I roll to seduce Beathier. Let's bring in the bards. Let's bring in the bards.
So I'm just gonna say, you might not be happy if you're successful about that.
Yeah.
Beathier is very large and you are very small.
You would get crushed inside of Beathier's cloaca.
There you go.
But isn't that the point of a cloaca, that it's
Roll
not
for damage?
Alan, what were you?
So what I was going to say is, right now, 4 Horsemen or 4 Horsemen affiliated people should be doing YouTube videos on the lore for future DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Just the lore, not teaching the game, right?
No, not teaching the game, because you need to know about the world. I can DM inside of Forgotten Realms. I could DM inside of Eternia because I know the world.
So you would like someone who knows the lore to teach the history.
I don't even going to say I would like it. It's necessary.
So let's get Joe. You want to get together?
For what? I'm sorry, I got distracted because.
Okay, Mr. Chance, who's next?
Jeremy actually did that though. He did a post. Is it this one?
Oh, so you know I've been.
But he did a post that did like a history of the lore of
well,
like
that's
how the
that's
world
what they need, and they need to package
yeah, here
it
we go. The realm of Mythos was birthed by 2 creator gods, Helios and Selene, or so the legends say. And then it goes through this post, and it's under updates on the Kickstarter page, and you can learn, the backstory of the world of Mythos. And I'm assuming that they're going to keep rolling out things like this that give general overviews, and there will be a lot of lore in the book. But I agree with Alan. I want to see some teasers on they call it races and classes. They call them professions and species in their role-playing game. But I want to see more of the role-playing part of it. Like the figures are super cool and I'm going to buy them all, but I want to know more about the game too. Tease me some of that juicy games lore and classes and
like
stuff.
I don't know the name of any cities.
But I think you're talking about factions too, right, Alan?
All of it.
Yeah.
So
I've been teasing this for years now. I just never get around to it. So
if I'm this guy, who am I automatically at odds with? Who are my automatic allies out in the wild?
Yeah. Like Leodicius's army fights the Erethyr, the Legion of Erethyr.
Yeah, right. Where is my people's home base?
There's a basic map of Mythos, but they've redone one that's supposed to have cities and rivers and all that kind of stuff on it. It's actually in one of the, I think it's the next unlocked here. Let me go back to campaign.
It would be a lot easier if it was earlier in order to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, right here. The next unlock is a folded map of Mythos featuring new artwork added to the core rulebook. And it's supposed to have cities and towns and the names of lakes and rivers and things like that. So that
It's
stuff
weird
is going to be.
It's weird that that's so deep.
That's just I think the map is going to be in the rule book. It's
Okay.
just this is a foldable, unfoldable map like
Okay.
Yeah. So
like
are these
the
stretch
Forgotten
goals for the
Realms.
are these
The
stretch goals
Forgotten
for the
Realms
all-in?
box set in second edition had that giant map of the world.
Oh, yeah.
That was amazing. So
Yeah. Are
sorry,
these
what
stretch
were you
goals for
saying,
the
Kim?
all-in? Are these stretch goals for the all-in, or are they stretch goals you buy? I think you might have answered this earlier. But I
So
forget.
some of them like this one here with the light dark dice.
Mhm.
This is a free unlock. They're just adding these dice. One of these dice is going in with each of the core figures.
Right.
The skull faceplate was a free unlock. The monster cards are a free unlock. They're added to the beginner's box set.
Yeah.
And then add-on unlocks here are the figures, and this dice set are something that you can pay extra to add. So some of them are add-ons and some of them are unlocks.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And I'm all about definitely. Todd asks if there are pugilists in Mythic. Joe, we can answer that question because don't we have a dwarf pugilist?
Well, if he's talking the role-playing game, you can build like a fighter can choose to use his fists as his primary weapon.
Yeah.
So there might not be a pugilist class, but you can build a fighter to be a pugilist.
Yeah.
I absolutely
like
have a dwarf pugilist figure
Yeah,
in my
me
collection.
too.
And there's the pugilist class in D&D 5e is pretty overpowered. In that Haymaker is one of their abilities, and if they connect with the Haymaker, it like does double damage, and they have to spend a moxie point to use it, but they get the point back if they hit.
Oh, nice.
And they get 4 attacks a round, so they can deal like 70 damage in a round. It's ridiculous.
That is awesome. Just Jeff, all the good ones are. Yes.
Like it's kind of written in the DNA.
Holier than thou is a thing.
Absolutely. You're not lawful good if you're not a jerk.
And Just Jeff's also asking if he can apply monk speed to sexual acts.
Not in my games, buddy. but maybe somebody else's.
Yep. But yeah, I've been hankering this. I've been wanting to do this since Dom invited me on to play his game a couple years back. And I had a lot of fun playing with him on his game, and I was kind of hankering for some kind of role play game. I'd started to talk about it here on the channel, and we were building up towards something, but it never quite fully got realized. And then when this announcement came out, I realized the reason it never got fully realized was because I was waiting for this. I just didn't know I was waiting for this. And yeah, like for the past year, it's just been like waiting for more info. And I can see why they weren't giving a lot of info over the last year, because they have given us so much of the info now with the Kickstarter live. And it's just got me even more excited. And again, the turnaround on this, it's probably one of the fastest pre-order kind of like items within this Kickstarter that we're going to get turnaround on, because they're already working on it. You know, like it's in production as we speak kind of thing, because they want to have it out by the end of the year. And that's just going to be fun. I know the last couple of years they've been doing the play tests at Legions Con. It's like, who knows, this year by Legions Con, we might have full sessions, to kind of, again, promote the game and get more people involved.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm pumped for this. I definitely I want to get a game going here. We will find a DM for the clubhouse game that'll be familiar with this, or the DM who was originally going to help with the RP game. I can reach out to him some more and see, hey, if we're still interested in doing this, we're gonna kind of want to do it this way with this Mythic Legion stuff. Are you still willing to DM, kind of thing?
Alan.
I think that when you do the long live for the last week of the Kickstarter, I think that you should dedicate a 3-hour time period to playing a session.
That's going to be one of the blocks. I'm going to run a game, just like a one-shot game during one of the blocks on there. I don't know how long it's going to be, but at least a couple hours.
So I am still working on the thumbnail design for posts and everything for that. Those will be coming very shortly. I'm incorporating the Four Horsemen dice logo in this, much like how last year I incorporated the Dave Williams Baethier for the posts and thumbnails for the Baethier telethon.
It'll be worth tuning into that game too, because I won't have slept in probably over 24 hours at that point. So
Right.
It might get interesting.
I'm with you, Joe, because I mean I'm part of that group chat, but I haven't seen a whole lot. Like, are we going to be running this kind of like how we did last year's, where some people are willing to just be on for each segment, or are we going to be having specific blocks with specific people? I need to know when to be ready.
Curtis is the master of ceremonies on this whole thing, so I would definitely ask him about it. He's organizing the whole thing, so I
right.
know. I don't pay attention. I just show up and do what I'm supposed to do. So I don't want to say anything and step on toes. So
of course. Well, either way, I'm looking forward to it. I definitely wanted to bring up an update on what's been going on with the Kickstarter, because I am so invested in seeing how far this thing goes. Just the amount that has been poured into this, it's really kind of beyond. Like, when I heard their original goal for 90,000, I was like, I could see that happening easy. I wasn't sure how far it was really going to get pushed and all, and the timing. Because, with most Kickstarters, you see a lot of big initial investments, which we definitely saw that trend as per usual. And then, again, it comes to this part where it kind of plateaus and then levels off. But it's like today was like another huge jump.
Every time they unlock a new figure, you can tell a lot of people are adding it because the numbers jump way up. So it's at a pretty steady creep, not fast, but every day it's been gaining.
Right. And of course they've been trying to go to other kinds of conventions too. Like back in January, they went to, was it January or December? They went to a gaming convention in PA. And I'd mentioned I was going to try to go to that because I was looking at it and it was a feasible, like, one-day trip. The only thing that I didn't count on with that was when I looked at the tickets and pricing, going to toy conventions for the past few years, kind of like, you kind of know where that pricing for tickets are going to be, especially for, like, if you're just popping in for one day. Mm-hmm. And I remember looking at that gaming expo thing. The price for a one-day ticket to that was like almost $100 just for one day. And I was like, oh no, I won't be going to that. So, but they have been going to, they've done at least 2 gaming conventions now because they just did another one.
Yep.
And of course, like with all things, there was controversy because of that. Guys, if you're going online right now, and for those of you in the cabal, you may have seen this. People will try to make money any which way they can. And so somebody slapped a sticker that they were handing out at this gaming convention on a standard Dubon figure and then posted it to eBay like it was some kind of RPG variant figure. Don't be fooled by these things. Don't pay overinflated prices to some jackass trying to make a quick buck. It's the same thing. Like, again, when you see, Casey, we were both there last week at ZoloCon, and how quickly some of those things sold out last week. And then you turn around before the show's even over for the day, and people are putting it up on eBay. With the exception of, like, Grim, the Executioner, none of those things were really con exclusive. It was the debuts of, like, a lot of, again, touring figures. Yeah. And everybody, the Horsemen included, Savage Crucible included, Bobby Valla, said these figures will be available later in the year on websites, or available, again, the Legendary Warrior is going to be available at every con they're going to for the rest of this year, guys. Don't rush out and pay overinflated prices for these things. Even Grim the Executioner is going to be available later this year as a standard figure. He won't come with the 2 exclusive heads that were part of the package that was available. But even with Grim the Executioner, Zolo said that they will be available for sale. Any overstock would be available for sale on the website. So don't go getting all crazy looking at these eBay prices and thinking you got to pay that for a figure. You really don't, guys. You don't. Don't get fooled by stuff.
Yep. Patience is a virtue.
It's ridiculous to see stuff like that. And honestly, it really hurts the hobby more than anything else, because people get pissed off for no real reason.
Right.
I think it's also important to know why you're collecting.
Yeah.
You'll like, I rip my figures open with abandon because I'm never going to sell it. You know what I mean? They're mine.
Right.
They're mine. I will. When they open my casket up, I want them to just dump my action figures in with me, and then
your casket's going to be your Snake Mountain, Alan.
Right. Yes. Good idea.
My Mythic Legions collection, every figure that I open that I'm putting on a shelf, I rub it on my dog, and then I blow cigarette smoke on it so nobody will want it. They're just for me.
Yep.
Hurt me.
I mean, it's really just the nature of a beast. I know some people are like, they like the whole mint on card thing. I'll never understand that. I like playing with my toys. That's why I spend money on them.
Right.
But yeah, it's just one of these things. Like, if you're getting stressed out about buying toys that are, I don't want to say luxury. I mean, get the wrong idea here. But like we were talking with Adam last week, with the exception of Joe and Four Horsemen products, we don't need any of these things. Don't get stressed out trying to get this stuff, guys. It's not worth that kind of stress and getting angry and agitated. I get angry and agitated when I see people trying to exploit collectors. Like, oh, I'm going to slap this fucking free sticker on a figure that's selling right now for $37 and try to sell it for like $100. Like, don't be fooled, guys. Don't be fooled. Steve's asking, Back to Bald, isn't that a song by Amy Winehouse? I'm not sure.
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears? There you go. I mean, I just
that was funny.
Episode that it was. She cut her hair.
Yeah, but Cobb hasn't said anything all night, and he comes out with an under the table one-liner. It was great.
Damn right. If anybody noticed on the thumbnail, I did put some subtext to that, where if you can squint really hard, you can read it, or maybe zoom in on it. Basically, it just said, I really didn't know what to call this one. And I was shaving my head, so I was very, very just happy about being bald again and not having to deal with tomorrow is going to be the first day in a long time now that I haven't had to wake up with my hair being messed up. I'm glad that tomorrow morning when I wake up, I will not have hair. I'm very proud of this. Some of you guys may not understand, but I mean,
I
if
have
I
a lot
had
of hair. I
was gonna
understand.
say, if I had Alan's hair or Ed's hair, I probably wouldn't be trying to shave my head as much because I do miss that long hair. But at the same time, I really like being bald because it's easy to keep up on.
You know what? I don't know that that's true. Because the second day, you're not as bald as you were the day before.
True.
Yeah, but it takes me like 20 seconds if I'm getting it on the second day with a razor to just take care of that.
Yeah, I don't really understand bald head maintenance.
Whereas if I have long hair, I have kind of daily maintenance that I have to do. But bald,
Yes.
I don't really necessarily, unless I want to, I don't have to do daily maintenance on it. But when you have long hair, if you don't brush it for a day, you know, you might be getting yourself some knots that you're not going to want to brush out tomorrow. That's for sure.
I have very thin hair, so it like each strand is very thin. Fine, I have fine hair, I guess I should say, and it knots easily, but it also unknots easily. So that's good.
Yeah. I do miss my long hair, though. I do miss that.
I'm making a red beast man.
Nice.
Is anyone surprised? Out of a 200X beast man.
Right. See, Ray gets it. She says no need for shampoo and conditioner.
Well,
Turtle
I don't know. The beard needs it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you got a long beard, you still need at least beard shampoo and conditioner. And for those of you in the know who take care of your beard, they do not recommend using your standard hair shampoo for your beard because apparently it's too harsh. But I don't know. Most guys I know don't go all in on, I need to buy beard eccentric products.
I just shave my
Although-
head, flaking.
There you go.
My wife gets me beard stuff for Christmas, so that's a nice, easy.
I like putting like the beard stuff in because it smells good. Like Damon, when he saw me at Joe Fest, handed me like a bag of beard butters because he knew I was doing my beard out. And man, a lot of that stuff smelled good. A couple of them smelled like bacon, but that it didn't smell good in the way that I'm like, ooh, I'm glad my beard smells so good. It smelled good in the way that like, ooh, I'm hungry. I want bacon.
I do not want my beard to smell like food.
Right? Like now I just want to eat.
Hungry all the time.
But also I don't want to eat that food, and it feels like I failed in cleaning my beard if it smells like the food that I did not even eat.
Right? But I will say that bacon beard butter did smell good. And then I got worried, oh crap, was that bacon grease? Like, am I gonna have like a freaking like chin strap full of zits after this?
Or you're walking
Get
through
it.
the park and you get attacked by a malamute.
Attacked by dogs. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yep.
All of a sudden, a giant cane corso is gonna mount me and then eat my face because it smells like bacon.
Yeah.
Or even worse, not even like a big cane corso. It's gonna be a little Jack Russell Terrier going bacon, 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 bacon.
Jack Russell terrorist.
Yeah. If you're a rat, they are. They are 100% terrorists if you're a rat.
Have I told you guys how cool Beast Man is?
Not
You
the
know
last
what?
5 minutes.
I don't think I've heard. Why don't you tell us?
He's so cool. I want to be like him when I grow up.
So, where did Kenzo go? Did he have to hop off early tonight?
He was sick.
Well, I'm glad he was on for a bit. Kenzo, I hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, he said he's been dealing with it for a few days. So
Yeah,
He had his eyes half open,
Yeah.
and he was maybe on some pain pills. So
probably.
much so I thought it was Bud for a minute. But
Speaking of, where is Bud?
Haven't seen Bud tonight.
Oh man, he
He's
probably
probably
fell asleep
sleeping in
again.
his chair. He probably passed out.
Probably passed out shortly before it went live. That
maybe
was
two
fun.
edibles were stuck together, and he didn't know.
I double and triple checked the freaking thing to make sure I showed up for the other stream, and like they were still going on with the one panel, and I'm like, man, what's going on here? At this point, I might as well go live on my own channel. But they just started things a little bit late. But then I was late when I did show up because I hopped backstage with everybody for Cobb and Ed at the time for a little bit. I was like, well, if I'm still waiting for their thing to kick over to the next panel, I might as well hang out here and talk out with my guys. And then it was like I noticed that the live that I was watching to see when it was going to start switching over to the next panel, like it was frozen. And I was like, oh shit, it froze. When did that happen? And then I hit the live button on the YouTube video, so I caught up and I saw the other panel guests were already there. And I was like, oops, I'm late, gotta go. But it was good to be on there, and again, just try to help drive that charity, because that's an amazing charity, man. It is one thing that I hate with a passion in my job, because I do work with the healthcare industry and scheduling those kinds of appointments, is when I get the call from pediatric oncology. For anybody who's wondering, that is going to be a kid who has some form of cancer.
Yeah.
Those are tough calls. Those are extremely tough calls. It sucks because nobody that young should be having to face those kinds of challenges.
Nope.
Yeah. For sure.
They should be worried about getting their next toy or playing their next video game or whatever that kid is into. They shouldn't have to be worried about scheduling an appointment for a scan. Like, that's the worst part of that job. As much as a entitled doctor may get on my nerves, or patient might be speaking down to me because they're upset because of their diagnosis, it's still not even, like, that is not even close to as bad as when I have to schedule a kid for something.
I bet.
But that's why I play with toys, to make myself happy.
That's right.
Gotta bust out the figures. Oh man, that Dungeon Deluxe set with that Executioner figure. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
It's good. If you guys have not checked it out, Savage Crucible still has that Dungeon Deluxe set for $30 on their website. If you collect classified, if you collect any 1/12 scale line, Alan, if you want, you make your own floors for your damn Dio, but still, that Dungeon Deluxe set with all those little extras it comes with, the rock piles, the skull piles and stuff, even if you only get one Dungeon Deluxe set and then fill it in with additional Savage stands, like just their basic sets, which are only like $12.
Yeah.
You're taking a lot of work out of having to build something on your own. And I mean,
if I hadn't already done my dungeon, that sounds great.
Right? But like, it's got those little plug holes in it where you can put the shackles, you can put all the different stuff. And then to have a figure like Grim the Executioner standing there, like he's the overseer for that dungeon, it's really cool. Crocmaster, I was speaking about G.I. Joe Classified. Crocmaster and Fiona look great on those things. I know G.I. Jetman, he bought it specifically for his Crocmaster display. And man, is that a cool set to do. It's fun no matter what you collect. And even if you're not doing full 1/12, even if you're doing like a little 5.5 action, if you got your Origin stuff, It's a great set for that too.
Oh, it's a good looking set, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Sorry, I mixed up 5-minute epoxy, and well, I have 5 minutes to sculpt with it.
Work fast. Work fast.
And then, oops, it's a rock.
Oops, rock. Got
And it's a face.
Jim joining the chat. Jim, how's it going? Good to see you, sir. There was mention of you over on Stu's stream, one of their auction bundles for Action Man that they were doing, and nobody bid on the auction. So Stu might put that up again later. You might want to tune in and check it out. Yeah, they were doing there's been auctions for each panel, and you bid on the auction if you want. Of course, there's like a standard start bid to it, and you just kind of bid towards it. They were doing a Star Wars VR game for like $30, and like nobody bid on it. I'm like, man, you mean to tell me, with all these dudes watching this stream, commenting in the chat, that not one of them wanted to be a Jedi at some point in their life? Oof.
I think everybody wants a lightsaber.
Right? Right? VR with a lightsaber? Heck yeah.
So, like, once lightsaber technology came around, surely, like, welders and pipe fitters and stuff had lightsaber-like tools for their job, right? Or was it just, were the Jedi such gatekeepers that they only used it for laser swords? Because there's a lot of practical applications, you know?
I'll say, I mean, one of the reasons that the Death Star could work is because it used lightsaber technology.
Were there
They had to
firefighters on Coruscant who had, you know, lightsabers of life that cut people out of wrecked space vehicles?
You know, you would think. So I know, like, early on in the lore, like, one of the things that, you know, was said was that to properly wield a lightsaber, you needed to be force sensitive. Otherwise, you would just end up cutting yourself to pieces.
Oh.
It was actually originally said that you had to actually have the force in order to be able to even light the lightsaber.
Power through the lightsaber to ignite. Because, again, to, laser technology kind of thing. And if you think of that sword as a laser keeps on going. It doesn't stop until there's something in front of it, right? So the way you could contain that laser into a blade was by using the force to make the blade shape, essentially. Oh, Alan, your cue.
Hey, that's my wife.
Good evening, gentlemen.
That's my wife. Hello, wife. I'm sculpting a beast man.
And he hasn't admitted to buying any new trolls this stream since I've been on, but I was late.
I haven't purchased trolls in a while.
There we go. See?
I'm not saying all the trolls I've ordered have shown up yet, but I haven't purchased any new ones. It's
Troy
well over
mentioned-
a week.
Sorry, Al. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just lying to my wife. Carry on.
Yep. Domestic disputes start here.
Appreciate it.
So Troy says the crystal chooses the Jedi, and that is definitely something that they did start with the old lore in the expanded universe and legends and have kept into the current lore, which I've liked. Unless you're a Sith. Now, Sith crystal reasonings for their red blade changed from the early extended universe to the later extended universe. Originally, the Sith didn't have access to kyber crystals that they could use to power their own sabers, so they needed to make an artificial crystal. Artificial crystals used by Sith emitted the red light.
Well, back in the day when Star Wars was still young, the Sith actually were using Jedi's lightsabers that they corrupted the crystals from to make the red.
No, that's the more newer lore where they corrupt and bleed the crystal.
Somewhere there is a dancer whose nickname is Corrupted Crystal. I have no doubt.
Yep. That's the thing that's going to happen
That would
now.
be a good name.
I'm going to be thinking about that the rest of the night now.
I'd give her $1.
I mean, I don't know. How corrupted is she?
For her to change her ways?
I know I like them corrupted. That way it's easy. There's no surprises. They're corrupted from the beginning.
Alan, Shannon says you are showing great restraint.
Yes. I think so, and that should be acknowledged.
Well, guys, don't all talk at once here. Might be the shortest clubhouse we've done in a long time if we all run out of things to talk about.
Well, I'm gonna at least work in silence until I'm done with this Red Beast Man.
Go for it, Alan. Yeah, keep working on your Beast Man, brother. We want to see a finished product before we close out the show tonight.
We do lose an hour of sleep tonight.
We do, folks. Remember that.
Yep.
As a matter of fact,
That's so dumb.
it's just about to turn 1 here. Yeah, we got to wait 6 whole months before we get it back.
That's all right. I'm happy to be lighter out later in the day now.
I will say that will definitely help me be able to get out and do photography, because one of the most annoying things right now, I've had this new camera since December, but trying to get outside and do photography is like borderline impossible when you get off at 5 o'clock and you barely got any time.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done posing a shot, I came out the other week when I got the bear and I tried to set it up with the reindeer. And by the time I got everything all set up and looking cool, it's too dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, my schedule screws all that up.
Holy shit.
Is anybody thinking about going to Motu Fest I think it's September?
So
That's the one that's going to be in Cincinnati, right?
Yep.
Right. Yeah, Motu Fest is the one that's going to be more East Coast. It's the successor to the original format of PowerCon, being a more Motu-based convention. I would love to go to that one. But I was actually going to be at Motuniverse
In May.
See
you there, buddy.
Well, again, right now that's kind of fallen through for a couple of reasons, one of which being that court case, which I did get my new court date this week. It's 2 weeks from now, March 26th. So I've got to get my case lined up with my attorney. Fortunately, this time around, like, they gave me a number to call for, like, if I needed an attorney, they could help me get one. So that's all going to be good. I'm going to have an attorney go with me. Hopefully I can get out of this thing, and then we can see if I can get if I can start getting enough money again to try and make a trip in May. But the other problem is I'm running out of vacation time because I got to keep taking days off for court, which would normally be towards going to a convention. But
gotcha.
I was supposed to be doing a booth with Skelly at Motuniverse. He was going to be showing off his diorama. We were going to do a frenzy booth for some meet and greets and everything like that. And of course, it was like I definitely wanted to go to. I would love to go to a Motu Fest as well, but then it was like I was going to try to hit Motuniverse, and then like a couple weeks later, I was going to try to be doing Joe Fest. And if I don't hit any other convention for the rest of the year, one that I definitely want to get to now, because of Connor, my son, he said, "Dad, I want to go to Legion's Con." And of course, Daddy's heart just started to glow. Like, he wanted to go to Daddy's favorite convention to go to because of his favorite toy line. You know, I said about it last year, especially after having been able to experience Legion's Con and Joe Fest last year. I will say one thing about Joe Fest, it definitely has more of a clubhouse vibe to it. Because even though, yes, it is a very Joe Fest centric, like more of the clubhouse people were at Joe Fest, because it's not all. I mean, Joe and I will go on for hours about Four Horsemen as we do, but you know, it's more than just Mythic Legions. You know, we got GI Joe fans, we've got Motu fans, we've got TMNT fans, we got some Power Ranger fans out there, like, you know, and Joe Fest had that more eclectic feel to it as far as like who was there, because I did have Legions people, you know, Purple Gang and everybody was there represent. We had a Mythic meetup, and then I had the Joe people there, and it was like this cool it felt more like Clubhouse. Mythic Legions just feels like I'm getting to hang out with all of these other awesome caballers and family, you know, from that. So it's like similar but two different feels. But having Connor tell me he wanted to go, he went to a Mythic meetup with me last year in PA. We saw our buddy Sven Guerrera, Death by Collectibles, Four Horsemen, authorized retailer. We did a Mythic meetup with him. Connor came with us. And afterwards, Connor said to me, I want to go to Legions Con. And I talked to his mom about it. And she, whereas a couple years ago, when I wanted to take him to PowerCon, it wasn't okay. She said it would totally be okay for Connor to go for a full weekend to Legions Con with me. And that would be like his first convention experience. So like if I don't do anything else the rest of this year, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
I can't disappoint the kid, you know. That's more important to me than anything else is making sure that I have fun memories. You know, I want him to have good memories as he gets older, going out and doing this crazy toy thing with his dad.
Yeah, Legion's Con's pretty special. I'm rather fond of it myself.
You know, Joe, yeah, I think I've seen you there. Matter of fact, I think I've seen Alan there too.
What's cool about it is that I feel like I'm in a room full of experts and I know nothing. Which, you know what I mean? Like everybody there seems to be much more in the know than me on Mythic Legions, and I actually love that feeling.
The ability to learn. I mean,
and just be a guy in the crowd. Like that's so nice.
Especially for you, because most of the conventions you go to, Alan, you're a rock star.
They're my work.
Yeah. Or haunt conventions and other seasonal things. Hearing Curtis talk about you at the convention he met up with you is one of my I love hearing that story when Curtis talks about having met up with you at that and you know, see you there and go, and he thought he was just gonna be able to come up and chit chat with you and everything like that, and then like realized like you were a rock star.
Well, I'll have more time to walk around this year because of my plan for the show, which is exciting. A lot of times, you know, you're kind of locked into a booth, or if you, you know, you try to walk the show floor and everybody wants to stop and talk to you, so you don't get to see anything. Like I see the show afterwards through other people's YouTube videos.
Right. Totally get that. Well, I'm excited for you for that then, because you will actually be able to get away and be able to go experience more. You'll probably still get talked at a lot, you know, people coming up to you, knowing who you are and talking to you, and you might not be able to. Oh, hold on a sec here. Back to the whole clock going back. Nolan's got to rub it in. Not Ray and I. We don't change our clocks.
Yeah, there's parts of Indiana and right that don't change their clocks, and Arizona.
Arizona says, fuck that shit. Arizona said, you all are dumb and we don't have farms. We don't need to do it.
I agree.
And the rest of us are all like, I don't have a farm. I don't want to do it. And even farmers are like, nobody needs to fucking do that shit anymore. They're still like, keep doing it. Oh.
I'm looking forward to Motu Fest just because it's in Cincinnati and it's only like an hour and 15 minutes from me. So
That's outstanding.
that's going to be a day trip. No hotel, just going there on Saturday, coming back Saturday night.
Casey, you surprised the hell out of me being at ZoloCon. I walked up to the booth, expected to see Joe, and there at the Delta 17 booth, and he was rocking it out, doing his thing. But when I turned and saw you there, I was like, "This I did not expect."
Oh yeah, you shocked me too. I didn't know you was going to be there. That's cool.
I'm just that close that I can, it's like a 2-hour drive for me up one road. Like literally just go straight for 2 hours and I'm pretty much there.
So when exactly is Motu Fest?
I'd have to double check, but I think September.
Yeah, it's later in the year. Because I remember it was spaced out enough that if I had the money and I had the means, I could definitely have made it to both.
September's a rough month for me.
Yeah, that's your crunch time.
September 12th and 13th.
Thank you, Ed.
I'm not open yet. Let's see how we're doing.
I was excited I'm excited for Motuniverse because it's in the old Torrens and it's going to have a lot of that fan base that was already out there that used to go to PowerCon. Plus, Mikey and his passion for everything, working with Mega J, getting that going. I was excited to see it. I was going to get out to the West Coast and see a bunch of people from the West Coast that I don't get to see it at any of these East Coast conventions, like Thanos and seeing you there. Kenzo's going. I was really looking forward to that. But getting to experience a Val Staples Motu-centric convention also highly appealed to me. Because he was the originator of the Thunder and Power Con, where it was Thundercats and He-Man. And then eventually just kind of dropped off the Thundercats portion and it became more He-Man focused, which if it wasn't for He-Man, I wouldn't have got back into all this crazy toy collecting I'm doing right now.
Did Origins kick you back in?
Origins got me rocking. It's all Ziggy's fault. I was content living a life where I wasn't building another toy collection and it was okay. And Ziggy was working at Walmart and unloading trucks. And just a couple of weeks prior, we had talked about, I think he brought up the 1987 Motu movie. And I kind of went off about how it wasn't my He-Man. It was cool, but it wasn't my He-Man.
I liked it.
It's what we had, right? Like it was what we had for a Motu movie at the time. And as a kid, I couldn't understand why it wasn't He-Man. But then as I got older, I was like, you know what? It's still pretty cool because how many other toy lines had a live action movie? Up until Ninja Turtles, I couldn't think of any. There probably was, but I just didn't care. Well, Ghostbusters, I guess, but that movie came out before there were toys. So, that's another thing. But, it was just, we had been talking about it and I was talking about how much I loved those toys. And I didn't know nothing about Origins coming out. I didn't know He-Man was hitting shelves again. But since he was working at Walmart and unloading trucks, he sent me a picture. This very distinct red and blue card with this He-Man guy. His face was different, but it was definitely He-Man. And then sent me a picture of Skeletor. And I was like, no shit, that is awesome. And that's when I knew, you know what? I bet you Ziggy just now is buying me those figures for Christmas. And sure enough, Christmas Day, he bought me those. And I was talking with a friend over in the UK who was hearing about all of this. And they were sending over a Christmas present to me. And that they ended up being able to get Battle Cat for me as well. So here I was at the time, 7 years old. And I was opening up He-Man and Skeletor and Battle Cat for
That's
Christmas.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
And it just took me right back to being like 3 or 4 years old and opening those same toys and this joy and everything else that poured over me. And then it was like, I got to get a Panther now. I got to get this. And like, looking into it, and I started doing the toy hunts, and I started watching toy streams and finding out about, the toy lines that were out. And man, it was wild. And that's exactly what pulled me right back into toy collecting with Motu Origins. So, no matter how much I get into these newer indie toys, like, Mythic Legions, go ahead and hold it back up. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous?
I love the Masterverse Vintage Collection because you get like the best of Origins and Masterverse. It's fantastic. And for the price compared to, let's say, a classified figure or something, you're getting way more articulation and just cooler characters.
Alan, what did you hit?
What do you mean?
You're flooding my chat with plus signs. And yes, Ken, come in. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's stamped at 1:11 a.m. You must have put something on a plus sign on your keyboard. Because we got that. We got that about like 4 times here.
Well, let me see if
let me show you this, Oz.
Yeah, bring it up.
So this is from a company called Level 7 Toys.
Okay.
So
okay,
this is a 4-inch Skeletor that still needs painted. But I got that, and I got He-Man.
Nice.
He's got Faker.
Okay,
So,
makes sense. If you got He-Man, you got Skeletor, you gotta have Faker.
You got to. So I'm sending these off to a buddy of mine who's an awesome painter, Alpha One Creative, and he's gonna paint them up for me.
Nice. You said they're called Level 7?
Level 7 Toys. Yep.
Alan, you're doing it again.
I know. I'm trying to stop it. Okay, my keyboard is turned off. Okay, I've turned off my keyboard. There's no power to my keyboard now. And plus signs are showing up in the chat window.
Insanity.
I'm going to log out and then log back on.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in a minute, sir. Just try to figure out what's going on here.
So you're not gonna make it to Joe Fest this year, Oz?
Unfortunately, that does not look like it's going to be on the table. We will see what happens. If I can manage to get through this court case, not have to pay a dime, and be able to scramble and get funds up, I will put Joe Fest back on the table. Because I would like to. I really, really would like to. I had such a good time last year with everybody. But again, I've still got to worry about being able to take the time off to do it. But like our year for work is kind of weird, like when it is. So I think I start getting vacation time again in June. We'll see. I'm gonna try to do whatever I can to make it to wherever I can. Here, Nolan said, Alan's just trying to be positive. Flooding the trap with pluses. And Clint, yeah, you're right on. Restarting fixes everything. Look, Ed, don't use your hammer and ban Alan, even though he's flooding the chat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Something's crazy going on. See, and
Alan's speaking in some kind of weird code. That's all I see.
Right.
Okay. Let's see.
I think we're good. I don't know.
Well, it kept going that much because it was just filling up, however, and just going to the next chat. So
Wait,
that's why.
hold on a sec. Alan, your name is Alan Hops plus 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 plus
Yes.
plus plus plus.
Yeah. Okay. I'll turn this keyboard back on. I had a keyboard. I got a new keyboard. My old keyboard, I thought the dongle was out, and it was sitting back there behind a shelf.
Oh wow!
So when I threw the Beastman toy, it must have landed on
the plus sign.
Well, it landed on the back of the keyboard, which pushed down the plus.
Nice. That is like the. I love that. I love that so much.
Well, they say Beastman is a menace, and here he is.
Right. Motu Prince saying level 7 Prince looking great. Right? They look good. Now Todd thinks you're AI.
Do they not have a Beastman from level 7?
No, I asked him about it. He said he is working on it because Beastman's one of my favorites.
Now we're really friends.
So the way I look at it, right, like you get started with those cores, and Beastman is one of those cores. Because if you do Beastman, you do Beastman in green, and now you got Mossman.
Right.
You know, so he's one of those core characters where you're going to get more than one character out of it. But like Casey was just showing, you do He-Man, you got Skeletor, you automatically have a third figure now because you know you have what you need to make Faker.
Yep.
So naturally, getting those two out the gate, you automatically have 3. And if Origins has showed us anything, it's that also will pretty much give you Wundar and Skeletor or whatever crap
well, you
name
also
they're gonna
have
put
Scareglow.
on it. Yeah, pretty much. You got Scareglow almost.
We can also get the anti-Eternia He-Man.
Anti-Eternia He-Man. I was going to say, like, any number of variants of He-Man with the, again, doing that.
If they're
Prince
not painted,
Adam.
then you already have one.
Yeah.
Right?
Just say it's that.
Yeah. Exactly. So, getting those guys done first, definitely. Of course, plus they're the main characters of it. But then you got to go start hitting up those secondary characters that have the reuse.
Is level 7 the one that did that Batman a while ago, Corey? Or Casey?
Yeah. They call it the detective. But yeah.
The detective. Yeah.
The not Batman.
The not Batman.
I mean, we can't call them by their names.
No.
Sometimes, even if you don't call them by their names, the person who runs the official IG account will spam your comment telling you to go buy the officially licensed shit.
Yeah.
All right, Ken, you can put yourself on whenever you're ready, brah.
I miss Ken. He sometimes smartens up the panel.
All right, I was just waiting backstage just because I was, but then you're like, get on here, Ken. So I'm like, all right, sure, why not?
Look, the moment you came back, everybody else came back to camera.
So there you go. There you go. That's what you call being an influencer. You hear that, Punk?
Go up for Ken.
This came up on Squirrel Locker.
What is that?
Oh, where'd you get that locker from?
This came out of the Barbie Dream House that was here or something. I wish my sister just threw away a Barbie Dream House. I was like, I wish I could have rated it for whatever else was in there.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm definitely not just buying a Barbie Dream House for a locker.
You can be a Barbie girl in the Barbie world.
No, there was a couch in there that I've used before, and I was like, shit. I would have.
The casting couch?
Took everything out of it. What's up?
He's not
that
pretty
much.
Yeah. Barbie Dream Houses are expensive. I'm not going to buy one just to get parts from it unless I can find that in Ollie's for $8.
I think our neighbor left it here because our neighbor just always brings over little kid toys and leaves it at the front porch. And then my sister ended up not wanting it, I guess.
Damn. But that is a nice locker, though. You
I
can
know,
use
it's
that in
really-
all kinds of little things.
Yeah.
That's what we need, more stuff like that.
Seems short. I don't know.
Yeah, it might not be Barbie. That
I
might be a
don't
little
think it
too
came with
short
the
for Barbie.
Barbies. I don't think it came with the Barbie Dream House. It might have been being used as the Barbie Dream House, but I don't think it came with.
Probably came with some other place that was used in it.
I
Yeah.
felt like it would have been up higher maybe if it was Barbie.
Yeah,
It's
for
not
sure.
a-
It doesn't have any stamps on it or anything.
Yeah, there's one here that says Brooklyn Lollipops.
That clears it up.
I got no
And a
idea.
bunch of numbers and made in China.
Interesting.
I mean, the way it almost looks like they're security deposit boxes, except like you open up 2 for every one you're trying to open up.
Yeah, I know that's kind of funny that it all doubled. But cool.
But like, yeah, you put that in the back of a Dio though, like that could be like a bank heist kind of thing going on. Yeah,
This is
man.
perfect for all the backgrounds I don't have.
Right? You have all those great backgrounds at your job. I see all those pictures you take.
So Brooklyn Lollipops makes like a bunch of different, I don't want to say knockoffs, but like they have their own brand of what would be like Barbie.
Okay.
And,
Oh, well, the Dream House may not have been.
yeah,
Right. May not have been.
they make stuff that's like that stuff that's a Five Below that you see the like the grill
Teeny
and
Tinies.
yeah, the teeny tinies. They make stuff similar to that.
Okay. That's cool. And that explains that scaling.
Yeah.
Which again still works well for anything we're playing with. Definitely was too small for Barbie though. So what's been really cool like this past week is it's gotten really foggy around here this past week. This is not the typical weather for this time of the year in Maryland. Like it doesn't get foggy like this time in late winter, early spring. This is something that you normally expect to start seeing like late September going into October. So it's kind of been having that October feel.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they got this thing called Cryptosphere. It's like this knockoff transformer looking thing. That's pretty cool.
Neat.
Here I am just.
Do you want to put it up on screen so
I'm
all
on my.
these so all these quiet men have something to talk about?
Hold on a second. We can do that.
Yeah, let's go look at all this cool stuff that we can buy for dios we don't build. Wait,
Can
that's
I
just me. Sorry, the rest of you guys actually do shit.
Can I just say how weird it is that we don't have a battle ram yet?
Man,
Why don't I have an Origins battle ram?
don't get me started on it.
So
I have
dumb.
the classics one. It's pretty cool.
The
I want
classic set is
A
very-
Bashosaurus. That's what I want.
Well, what's pissed me off is Mattel had it right. They came out with the jet sled or the sky sled with Prince Adam. Now, when I say they got that right, what I mean by that is it was new tooling, it had more detail, it was nice. And then we got like our next vehicle, which was Stridor, basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stridor had articulated knees, great, but they started to go back to the stickers. And like the Wind Raider came out. And although it was a little bit bigger than the original Wind Raider, it really wasn't too much of an improvement at all.
No.
And it was just stickers. And then Roton came out. And I felt Roton was almost going back into that direction of
Better.
giving us the better again because they gave you the parts for the Revell model or you just had your standard.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Talon Fighter, and I was like, oh man, Talon Fighter, that's great. And again, I also like that when we were getting the vehicles and stuff, they were coming with like little extra things like a stand and a little piece of terrain to go with it. That was cool. I liked having that stuff to help world build. Talon Fighter comes out. Talon Fighter is pretty much just basically what it was, but the improvements with that one was to Point Dread with like, oh, well, we're going to give you like this laser turret or this radar dish, and you can swap it on either the vehicle or the play set. And that was all cool. And then when we got the play set, you couldn't fucking stand up a figure in it. Like one of the most basic things for any fucking toy.
Will they fit?
Measurements, right? Measurements, people. Like, you guys remember when you originally tooled up Castle Grayskull in the 80s and then you realized the figures couldn't fit through the door? So you had to take it back and make the door bigger? Who the fuck was the asshole that didn't realize that with the top portion of Point Dread, you couldn't have a figure stand in it? And then that means even when you put it on Castle Grayskull, you couldn't even have somebody stand inside of it there either. And it pissed me off. But the reason they stopped getting into vehicles.
You made the useful platform useless by putting Point Dread on it.
Yeah, exactly. It was fucking bullshit. One of my biggest gripes, I felt that they kind of like they brought it to start with the vehicles and then they slowly just kind of tapered it off. And I get they were peg warmers. Like, they were sitting, all of us fans were running out and buying them, but nobody else was. And they were just peg warmers taking up a lot of space. People were just waiting for them to go to clearance and then buying them on the cheap. So, like, naturally, Mattel at some point decided, all right, people aren't really getting into the vehicles. We're not going to worry about selling them. That's not to say I would definitely be down to buy a freaking Laserbolt Bashosaurus. They give us the back half to the freaking battle ram so we can finally do that. Hell, I'll even buy the stupid ass fucking Dragon Walker. Now, mind you, when I was a kid, I thought that thing was cool as hell. It wasn't until I was an adult that I realized how really stupid that was.
Just the slowness of how it goes into battle.
Right. Like, guys, all right. You get to the fight. We'll catch up. Oh shit, we're here. Everybody's dead. Oh fuck.
It can cross any terrain except the carpet with moderate pilling.
Right. Like, come on, man. It was a cool, fun toy as a kid. It was, but at the end of the day, I was like, this is like the worst freaking vehicle ever. An attack track. Come on. Why are we waiting for the attack track? Where is the attack track?
And why does it look nothing like a cartoon?
Would someone hit the boys button, please?
I was waiting for Oz to get done with his rant. It was
all right. I'm done ranting.
Hey, fellas, I got to get some sleep. It was cool hanging out with you guys as always. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Nice
Joe,
guys.
Joe, have a good night. Yeah, you too.
And hug that Classics battle ram for me.
I was, you guys, when you were talking about the Talon Fighter, I was pointing at my,
Classics
Castle
one.
Grayskull, with the Classics Talon Fighter on top. But yeah,
how beautiful that is.
It is.
Hug your Classics army builders for me while you're at it too.
Yeah. I gotta wait for one of my kids to move out so I have room to display my Classics. They're in boxes right now, unfortunately. But
talk to Curtis; he'll tell you how to get them out.
Yeah, that. I try not to listen to Curtis whenever possible. So
never take advice from Curtis, folks. Never take advice unless it's about customizing. Never take advice from Curtis.
All right.
All right, Joe. Have a good one, brother.
Good, Joe.
All right, Joe.
See you, Joe.
All right, so this is Brooklyn Lollipop's home site. As you can see, they got some licensed stuff. They got Care Bears, SpongeBob, Paw Patrol, Babe Shark Doo. So here's the boys stuff.
Yeah, let's check out the boys' toys. What do we got in boys' toys?
So they have Blastworks, which is like Nerf guns, water pistols. They got this Cryptospheres where they had these Transformers looking things. Robots.
Those look kind of cool.
Yeah.
I can see
it's all
some
real
of those.
It's all real basic stuff, but it's, for kids, hey, it's good stuff.
I mean, I'm just looking at that. Like, you can paint that up and work that into something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not bad. Good stuff for kids, right? Got cars that, car haulers.
Boys' toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Junior tools. That's nice. Tool belt stuff.
Okay. Yeah. A little handy-manny action.
Yeah. Speed tech. Some RC stuff. A little RC helicopter or drone. Not bad.
Hey, what's the weight limit on that drone? Can it hold a cell phone? Does it have a camera?
It probably has a camera. Sky Screamer.
Sky Screamer. Oh, they were cutting it close with that one.
What's this one? More car stuff. Little city garage like the old days where you got an elevator in there. Damn, it's cool.
Right?
And Sports Stars is some boxing gloves and a basketball game. T-ball.
Yeah. Give them kids some boxing gloves. Tell them stop
Foosball
bringing guns to
table,
school.
beanbag toss.
Tell them to work it out.
So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
There you go.
It's all like basic, kid stuff, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the Nerf guns, so those aren't
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. All right.
And this is like the Barbie stuff. So this is probably something. One of these sets probably had the locker in it.
Right. Oh, look, they got a car. That's going to be the next Brett's freaking car.
So yeah, they just have like little cheaper toy lines.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
Barbie then.
I mean, heck, Cobb got a cool freaking locker out of the deal.
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere, so they probably on a discontinued set or something. But
yeah, yeah.
I think it was out of that. It's probably the big house.
Oh yeah, it might have been. That's true.
Yeah.
Who has lockers in their house?
I used to.
Barbie
Jim
knockoff. I'm trying to
They got
remember. I
some
took some
Barbie
pictures
stuff.
in there. I don't remember
Okay,
seeing it.
yeah, for you GI Joe guys. Here we go.
Yeah, 3/4 inch stuff. Got a
There you
shoot
go.
up.
I'll start buying these to put my Delta 17 toys in until we get the official.
Coming soon.
Still coming soon. We haven't found aliens yet, so there's no need to make these. There you
I've
go.
seen some of this Air Force stuff. I think they had this at TJ Maxx for a while.
All right. Yeah, kind of like that Lennard level toy thing. Yeah.
It's kind of along the lines of that stuff that Walmart sells, the Kid Connection stuff. Not bad, though, for...
No, heck no.
toys.
And again, when you get cool stuff... Oh, wait, what is that licensed turtle stuff? Everybody's got a Turtles license. Scroll down a little. All right, let's check out what kind of Turtles toys they're doing.
Oh, we got a pizza.
Get your pizza maker. I've seen that at Target. All right.
Pizza party set.
There we go.
Wow.
Hey, pretty much everything else Ninja Turtles was already taken, and they were like, all right, you can make fake pizza for everybody.
Oh,
We'll
this
take
you can make Krabby Patties too.
Krabby Patties. There you go.
Patty Craddies.
Fun.
Man, that makes me want a cheeseburger with a freaking crab dip or a crab cake on it. Ooh.
Oh, thing like some
pancakes yesterday.
Yeah, old school spirograph. There we go.
Yeah, not bad for a little shop.
Nice. How they get these military licenses, but Hasbro can't get them for G.I. Joe?
Well, the difference is that they're only using the logo, so it's just promotion for the military. They're not really using anything that's truly scaled to military, whereas G.I. Joe would want to use real life.
They're going to want to get like official tanks.
Yeah.
Official
Although
vehicles.
Hasbro, when they did design the military line back in the 60s and when they launched the Real American Hero, used realistic military blueprints to design a lot of the weapons and gear.
Yes. Yes, they did way back.
Till you get to the Havoc.
The septic tank.
Not all of it, just some of it.
Yeah.
I threw that one in specifically.
In the 60s, they used all real military stuff. But
Yeah. There you go. Probably just for kids. Yeah, totally.
yeah, it's all about the line that it's used for.
I freaking dig it though, because like if you guys ever catch Wilhelm's show on Sundays,
Yes,
the 118th, you ever catch him, he's always finding the cool cheap stuff like that, because a lot of times you can find that and incorporate it into your 118th. And look, between Reaction stuff, again, I will always say it's a little pricey for my taste. But like, if you want to build up that 1/18th world, Reaction's got everybody. You know, as long as you like the old school Kenner style of figure, you know, you get entire rock bands and everything with 1/18th at this point. So any of that kind of like 1/18th scale little accessories you can get in any kind of toy line.
Yeah, I
you can
found
work it in.
Wilhelm, that Walmart brand that's like their adventure series or whatever it's called. They have like trucks,
Right.
swords and stuff in there. There's a 1/18th camper set that was like a pickup truck with the camper back on it and all that.
Oh, nice.
And I saw it on Wilhelm, and he's like, I went and got that the next day I was at Walmart.
Hey, Cabela's has a toy line.
Oh yeah, Cabela's does too. Yeah, Tractor
Now,
Supply
mind
is very
you,
fun.
theirs is quite a bit more expensive than what you're going to pick up at the cheap section at Walmart.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like, man, if some of that stuff in Cabela's was like 1/12, that would go great.
Yeah. I always thought that about the stuff they have at Tractor Supply. They have a lot of cool like
Oh yeah. Yeah, like the almost like farmland stuff.
Alan, you had your hand up a moment ago.
I did, and I know that like what you were saying about Reaction having everybody in 1/18th. I do think it's a smart move for Mattel to move Masterverse to the same scale as everybody else, because then your X-Men, your Motu, they're all going to be the same scale.
And yeah, that's the one thing I'm not like upset about that Chronicles line. Like everybody I know at first was a little bit more on the outrage side. Like, you know, I got to do this. But the truth is,
Mattel's smart, right? They're putting the Masters of the Universe, the wrestlers, and now the DC line all on the same style buck. So I mean,
it's just easier for them.
Yep.
Which again, smart.
Probably going to give them a lot more reuse capabilities too. You know, moving
a lot less tooling costs
to different characters and stuff. So
is that possible though? Because like technically, there's stuff that's licensed, right? Because like DC, you'd be licensing, wrestling, you'd be licensing. So can they actually use the same? Can they actually use the same tooling in Buck?
It all depends on the contracts they have, right?
Right. It depends on that contract, because if they're just mass producing a muscly chest, nobody's got a license for the muscled chest.
Yeah, because you know, people have said before, like, why don't they use Jurassic Park to make Dino Riders? But the fact is, the tooling is for whoever owns Jurassic Park. It's not for Mattel. But I guess if Mattel owns the tooling and just says you can use it, right? Then you don't have to check with them about like, hey, can we use it for something else?
It's just like with Hasbro, right? Everybody's like, why can't they use different things from Marvel Legends or Star Wars and G.I. Joe or vice versa? And it's because Hasbro owns this stuff and Disney owns this, and you know Disney's not sharing shit.
Right, the way the Disney contract is worked up.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to that contract. You know?
Right, that Disney contract, the way it's worked up. If you, from what I hear, if you use a part in one of those toys, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Marvel, if you use one of those, like say you tooled it up for classified, but then you go and you use that same thing on a Legends or a Marvel figure, it's now Disney property.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this would be a really good question for Corey Cantaloupe, because he was sculpting manager for both G.I. Joe Classified and Power Rangers Lightning Collection simultaneously. So I wonder how that would work. I'd actually love to ask him that question.
Well, you got his number. Hit him up.
I was just talking to him a few days ago. Like literally, we were meeting here on StreamYard to talk about.
I mean, if you look at what McFarlane was doing with some of the DC stuff, there was reuse across those lines between Spawn and Warhammer.
Yeah.
And else,
and was there? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it really does break down to
than
that.
fucking Disney, who wants to own everything.
Now, a lot of what I've heard rumbling as far as like the reason that there's no Dino Rider toys from Mattel, but they've got the Jurassic Park license, is because that there is this suppression clause, basically that the JP toys, they want those to be like the premium dinosaurs on the market for kids to buy. Because you can go buy those cheap versions like the Leonard ones, but they're not as detailed or as articulated as the Jurassic Park ones. Now, again, where you have a company like Creative Beast Studio who's pumping out these things in different scales, you look at their pricing, right? Like that Mammoth set from Creative Beast Studios, or even that, you talk about how much you pay for one of those, it's in non-compete. Because Mattel's not going to put out a Jurassic Park toy for $100 and some. So that's where they can get away.
They might
with
be cannibalizing their own market. Is what you're kind of trying to say, right?
Right. They're trying to keep. Oh, look! Who finally decided to go up. Are you feeling rested, bud? You little you hitting the cloud nine, son?
I planned to take an hour rest before a stream, and it turned into 3.
Hey, bud. I've been there.
So,
Technically, it turned into 4, bud. Daylight savings.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's why I almost didn't come back on. Like technically, it's an hour later now. So, yeah.
Oh, it is an hour later now, isn't it? Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
So, gang, I'm not happy with the head that I did, so I'm not even going to put it on. I could probably fix it if I go back in and sculpt top teeth. But
Alan got some shitty head tonight.
Yeah.
I made but a head sculpt this small in 5-minute epoxy is kind of tough. But I don't hate where this is going.
Here, let me
embiggen that, please? Can we embiggen
I got it. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'm definitely liking that, Alan. So that's off the new 2000X buck, right?
Yeah. So I've got to go in and sculpt teeth inside of his mouth because the teeth on the 200X head are just too tiny.
Didn't you just recently make a monkey-in from another toy?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that and I'm just like, damn, that would make a pretty damn good monkey-in.
I think Beastman and Monkey-in are friends.
They definitely are.
Yeah. So I got him close enough for tonight. I'm going to hit the sacks. I got to work tomorrow on the Coliseum. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's that Coliseum that you're talking about there, Alan?
Well, so every year my company builds decor for a big party, which is a fundraiser for AIDS research. There's like a whole weekend of events in Dallas, and this is one group called the Dallas Bears. And whatever their theme is, we build stuff. This year their theme is Gods and Gladiators. So we're turning the whole dance floor mezzanine into the Coliseum. It's 120 feet by 14 feet tall. Lots of foam work. So that's what I'll be doing most of the day tomorrow.
There we go. That's what's up.
We get to make fun stuff though.
I tuned in and watched MinMax earlier this week.
Yeah.
And gotta say, those guys were having a lot of fun.
Yes. That set
were in their favor.
That set that they were in, we built.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning that. So it was really cool to check that out and see your handiwork. People who may wonder what I'm talking about, it's a new live stream role-playing game between several influencers who you may have seen do some archery technique or some rope dart technique or possibly even some sword techniques.
And Jacques the Whipper is on.
The Whipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hearing him go off about how whip is really powerful weapon in a role-playing game, but in the real world, it's not really that great.
Yeah.
And
you ain't hurting anybody.
That's what he said. He's like, you're not doing enough damage. Not for a fight.
Well, I'm gonna have to get off here and go to bed too. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on, Oz.
Of course, Kate.
Good night, gang.
See you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you both
like
for
Casey.
hanging out with us tonight.
Casey.
Casey,
And
good to
we'll see
meet
guys
you.
next weekend.
You too. Very nice.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too.
Talk to you soon.
I'm gonna head inside and get some coffee. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
I'm thinking about getting a snack downstairs myself.
Got me a bowl of ramen here.
Yeah. But do you remember? Didn't Saban buy back Power Rangers from Disney at some point, and then Hasbro ended up buying it from Saban? Do you recall what year it was? Because Todd C and I were talking in the chat, and I couldn't remember when Hasbro bought. Was it 2023 that they bought? Was it that recent? It was 3 years ago that they bought Power Rangers off
I
Saban?
think so, yeah.
Okay.
3 to 4.
Yeah, because we're just. I was trying to figure out how it would work, like who would own the tooling between Saban and Hasbro if they tried to share tooling for Power Rangers or something Hasbro owned. But Todd wasn't sure exactly when the changeover happened, because I would ask Corey Cantaloupe, since he managed both brands for a little while, from a sculpting perspective, so he would know the answer. But that question only applies if Hasbro, like if Power Rangers was not owned by Hasbro at the time.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that question would apply. Otherwise, he'd be like, well, they own both. So, yeah, because Todd's right that Hasbro owns them now. But I'm trying to figure out whether Saban owned them back in 2023 and earlier when Corey was on the brand. So, yeah. Anyway, starting to get a little bit tired, but everyone left already, so I'm gonna stick around. Yeah.
So I took the toe dip into Marvel Legends.
Oh, what'd you get? Of course, good place to start.
Oh yeah. And then I got the Daredevil Born-Again, but his arm broke.
Yeah, I see.
So I got to fix that. And then Spider-Man needed a friend. Miles. Which this figure has some amazing like posability.
Yeah,
Like,
is that
holy crap.
the Miles Morales one?
Yep.
Okay.
Where that Daredevil was snapped like a peg?
Yeah, the bicep
I know I saw the
swivel.
picture.
Yeah. That pin broke off in the arm. So I'm going to have to do the drill hole, take a screw, bite off the end, screw it in one end, screw it in the other. Hopefully it holds. Because the figure is cool.
Playing with this bud using that Adora head.
Yeah.
Penguin's top hat and one of those new bucks.
Oh, you literally put an Adora head on there. Let's have a look at that again. The Adora.
Oh.
Which Adora is it? Masterverse?
It's from that Dispara Adora from Masterverse. I mean, it doesn't look like Adora or She-Ra much, so I just kind of got the Dispara displayed.
So repurpose it. Oh,
Yeah.
Pause is back.
Found something to use it for.
That's good stuff, man.
Hey, but look, no hair again.
Hey, want to
Look,
see a
Mom,
magic
no
trick?
hair.
You look weird.
You know what though? I feel so freaking good.
So I'm gonna
Honest.
I'm gonna
I
come
kinda-
over with my matte clear coat.
Yeah, there we go. We'll seal it so that way I don't have hair anymore.
Clog all
Seal
the
it in.
pores.
Yep. Just gonna fill them all in. I gotta say, Grindhead Jim brought it up. He was like, watching you as you were trimming it all off live, he goes, you could just visibly see how much better you were feeling taking that off as you did it. And he goes, that was enjoyable in and of itself, just watching that. And I was like, man, it's good to know, because, man, the just pure joy of watching that fall and being like, I don't have to have hair anymore. Oh.
You carried it for a year just because of last year, right?
Just because of last year. I said if we hit a goal that I would grow it for a year, and as much as it would just piss me off. Mind you, I used to love having hair. I really did. And again, I said if I could grow a full head of hair again, I would. I definitely would. But having that skullet, man, I said I would never be. My dad was pretty bald, and he used to grow all of it long, but he was always wearing cowboy hats, and you couldn't really tell how bald he was. And he would do like kind of a comb over that wasn't fooling anybody. But seeing people like Hogan and all like that, we're like, oh, look, they've got nice long hair. And then he takes off the bandana and there's just nothing up top. And it's like, I'm never going to do that. I don't want to do that. So it has been driving me nuts this last year having to do that. So many times, like I'm feeling down about myself or something. And like one of those things that you do when in a depressive state, give yourself a little bit of self-care. And one of the ways that I do self-care is I will do a full grooming. I'll shave the head and I'll make myself, feel a little bit better, get cleaned up. And I couldn't shave my head for a year. And I didn't realize how much a part of my self-care routine and making me feel better and getting a pick-me-up from doing something like that was just shaving my head.
You must feel so good right now.
Like I said, that again, that meme of John Hamm in the club, with Baby Turn the... That's actually why tonight, if you saw the Instagram post, if you listen to the music, that's the music I chose. Like, that is literally the music I chose just because of that. That moment after I shaved everything off and I went outside to go have a cigarette and I felt that cool air touch the skin on my head, I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
The calories showing up.
There we go. We got Steve here. And yes, Jim, bald is beautiful.
Yeah. Perfect.
And this way, Ed, if you kiss me on the top of my head at Joe Fest this year, you won't get hair in your mouth.
No. Stubble.
Yeah, it wasn't real long last year at Joe Fest, but
Not yet.
it was bushier than it had ever been that you guys have seen.
You wore a bandana for most of it, so that's why I didn't notice it too much.
Yeah.
Have to, man. Had to wear the bandana, not to cover the bald, but just because of the sweat. Oh my God. They were talking about the heat earlier because, of course, myself, I was on, Wilhelm was on, and who else was at Joe Fest last year? I think Jim was there too. Like, all of us having been at Joe Fest and talking about that Augusta heat. This year, Stu, Universal Toy Collector, this is going to be his and his wife Georgie's first time at Joe Fest.
Oh, they're coming?
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming across the pond. They're going to be at Joe Fest this year.
Oh, and we got to get you there. You there. I know you got some stuff you got to figure out, but
get this figured out. Then I'll figure out if I can manage Joe Fest, and hopefully the rest of the year will be smooth sailing. I'm really hoping now. I got my new court date, the 26th. After the 26th, I won't have any kind of monkey hanging on my back. That's
you think you got a case?
For me to get off of this? Yes, I think I have a case. I gotta hope that I have a lenient judge though, because all he has to say is it doesn't matter, you didn't get your name off the lease, and that's it. And then I'm stuck paying whatever. But if he's a good judge, and like I said, this time I'm going to be walking through that door with an attorney at my side, that right there is going to go a long way.
Okay.
Well, hopefully that works out, because that's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah. Well, guys, I know Ken, you were just offering to put in the chat and everything like that about giving the guys a link. I think I might actually bug out for the rest of the night. I know, again, it says
3
it's
o'clock
2
now.
a.m.,
I
but
was
it's
gonna say it's
3.
if you're gonna end early one night, this is the one night of the year you might want to do it. So
Well,
yeah.
I'd been streaming. I streamed earlier today for an hour and a half. Then I took a quick break while he had a different panel come on, and then I came back on after I'd done anything. I'm tired. So I'm calling it quits for the night. I'm going to be tapping out.
No worries. It doesn't seem like Steve's going to come on anyway. Like he has to do some work. So, yeah.
Of course. You know how it is. We're all busy working. But, guys, this has been fun. It feels good to be back in Bald. That's for sure.
Okay.
But we will see everybody next week for sure. I have no idea what we're going to be talking about next week, but I do know Connor's coming over next Saturday, so I might have some fun adventures to talk about with whatever me and Ziggy get up to with the Connor Mon. And then, of course, you guys can always